But like, I love my wife, but she's from a different town in rural Tennessee. Like, her blood ain't top shelf for nothing, you know. Like, let's be honest. Like, my wife's blood is like boxed wine, you know. It's like, it's nobody's favorite, but people can handle it in a pinch, you know. My blood's just moonshine made in a radiator, dude. Like, it's just poison. That's all it is. Right? So I worry all the time about how my kids are going to turn out, right? But believe it or not, living in Los Angeles has kind of helped me with this. Because, like, you live in L.A., you look around, you see plenty of rich white kids that are all f***ed up too, you know? And it makes me feel better. So I'm like, oh, well, maybe it's not about the blood. Maybe it's just a crapshoot either way, right? But I got to say, I feel like that's another way in which they're different is childhood trauma. Because, like, rich white kids are like, yeah, my mother was never very emotionally available, and I've got a lot of residual psychological scarring from that. And white trash kids are like, I got beat with a tire iron. I have actual scars from that.
I love everything about doing stand-up comedy. I like the bad parts of doing stand-up. I like staying in the worst hotels I've ever seen in my entire life. Your Days Inns, okay? Your Quality Inns. Anybody familiar? No? All rich as hell? Okay, cool. That's good. Have you ever walked into a Quality Inn and you're just like, honestly, I would have gone for quantity at this point. You guys really messed up the quality part, if I'm being honest. I stayed at a Days Inn in Southwest Arkansas recently, not to flex on you guys. Do not want to brag. That had a loofah in the shower. How do we feel about that? Would you use a Days Inn loofah? No. Okay. So I didn't think that I would either. It was a long day on the road. I was feeling grimy. I used it, okay? I like exfoliated. It was like 6 or 7 minutes. I washed myself like a woman in a movie who was trying to forget a memory. Do you know what I mean? It was deep. It was severe. The next day I went to check out and the guy was like, how was your stay? I was like, I really like the loofah. I think it's a nice touch. And he, of course, said, what loofah? I loved being in the South, though I'm from the South. Like Iliza said, I'm from Nashville. I grew up in Nashville, Tennessee. My first working years of my life, from the time I was 15 until I was 47 years old, I worked at a water park in Nashville, Tennessee called Nashville Shores Water Park. It's the home of water, sun, and family fun. If you haven't heard about it. I learned a lot of very important lessons from working at a water park. I do want to share some of them with you now. Okay, number one, there is no right or wrong response to being called a bitch by a guy who is both soaking wet and eating a corn dog. Okay, that's not even a real person. Gloves are off, okay? You can say whatever you want to that guy. Number two, if you're ever checking bags at a water park and you find a big old bag of weed, you just get to have that now. That's just yours. There's no step two. Just get high, you know? Have a great summer. Hags, girl. Hags it up. Number three, and I think maybe most importantly, if you think that someone might be a little bit too fat to fit into an enclosed water slide, it is cool if you just let them figure that out on their own, okay? Do not call them out. They'll call you a bitch while they eat a corn dog. They do it every time. Literally every time. I will never forget the day at that job that my boss told me to be sure to confiscate any guns that I found. He said, be sure to snatch up any handguns you find. I am still laughing thinking about what teenager making $6.25 an hour is taking a handgun from the kind of guy that brings a gun to a water park, okay? Can you imagine trying to take a gun from a water park guy and it, like, going well? Just being like, sir, I'm gonna have to confiscate that. He's just like, oh my God. Egg on my face. I didn't read the rules. Of course. No, he's gonna shoot you, okay?
I don't fight anymore. The last time I got in a fight, I was like, it was like 10 years ago. I was living in New York City, and I was walking in my neighborhood, like in the Lower East Side, and I hear this guy behind me goes, hey, man, what are you looking at? And I turned around, which don't do that. If you go to New York City and you hear somebody behind you yelling, you just keep walking. If it sounds like your mom, leave her. Like, you just leave her. Cut her loose, okay? It was a crazy guy. He sprinted up. He got in my face. He goes, I was talking to you, man. Don't walk away from me, man. I go, I don't know who you are, man. And he punched me in the head. Like, I should have seen it coming. He was like winding up like it was cartoon. Like he was like Popeye. He's like winding up and he hit me. And at that point, I hadn't been hit in about 20 years and I forgot what you're supposed to do. And then I remembered I used to practice fighting every day in college and I wrestled him. I did. I shot a single leg takedown to the right side. I picked his leg way up here like you're supposed to, and he went right down. Like he sucked. Like this guy, I guarantee you he never made it past districts. Like he just wasn't good. And I got on top of him and I lost my mind. I was like, I used to wrestle! If somebody would have walked by, they would have been like, there's a crazy guy getting beat up by a really crazy guy. And it's New York City, so people did start walking by, and it's New York City, so nobody cared. They're like, oh, looks like Larry's losing tonight. Anyway, finally some guy walked by and he pulled out his cell phone, he started videotaping us, and that's when it all came flooding back to me. I'm like, I'm 46, I'm fighting in a major metropolitan area on the streets. There's gonna be legal consequences. And it was the weirdest end to a wrestling match. I just go, hey man, I gotta go. Like I just left. My mom said I had to be home by 8. Like I just left and he left and nobody said anything. Like the only guy that said anything was a dude with the cell phone. As I was walking away, he goes, yo dog, why'd he hit you? I was like, cause he's crazy. He goes, you a champ, dog. You a champ. And that made me like, proud. I was proud. I was like, yeah, at least one person in this city knows I can still beat a heroin addict in a wrestling match if I need to. And I just I went home and I was like shaken up. And I called my friend Mike, who had lived in the city for a long time. And we got to the part about the cell phone, and he goes, whoa, dude, this is on tape? I go, yeah, I guess so. He goes, dude, this is gonna be the biggest thing in your career. I go, hey man, I had a Comedy Central special. He goes, yeah, dude, but people are gonna watch this like this.
Immediately after our wedding, my wife and I, we went to our honeymoon. So we did it the day after. We didn't want any time to elapse. We wanted to ride it out. And we saved up some money and we went to Portugal. And we were flying out of Newark International Airport and we're in the line to board the plane. And then all of a sudden, so there's people from all over the world there. It was a very busy terminal. And then a voice comes over the loudspeaker and I just hear, boop. Yeah, we are very, very sorry. This is a very dirty airplane. This fly from Newark to Lisbon, it is a very, very dirty airplane. So we have dirt in the aisles, and we have oil in the carpets. So we have had to recall the cleaning crew for a second time to clean this dirty airplane. It is not fit for the skies. So we have recalled the cleaning crew for a second time. We apologize for the inconvenience. It will be delayed for 20 minutes. Boop. And I look at my wife, I'm like, I fly a lot for work. I've never had a plane not take off because it was too dirty. But okay, we were still riding off the high of our wedding. We were so excited, it wasn't gonna bum us out or anything. Then 20 minutes later, we hear, boop. Yeah, this is a very, very, very dirty airplane. There is gum in the armrests. So we have had to recall the cleaning crew for a third time. We apologize for inconvenience. This flight has been delayed another 20 minutes. We apologize for inconvenience. Boop. And I'm like, how dirty is this plane? What happened in there? What is going on? And then for the first time, I saw my wife's spirits start to dip, which really broke my heart because it was really important for me for her to have an amazing honeymoon. So to cheer her up, I started making fake announcements in the line in that guy's voice as to why the plane was too dirty to take off. Boop. Yeah, this is a dirty, naughty, filthy, dirty little airplane. This is a nasty bird.
There are rats. This plane has been overcome by rats. They are massive rats, nutria rats. So we have had to arm the cleaning crew with rifles to take out, to shoot these rats on sight, execute the rats. So we apologize for inconvenience. We must grab the rifles, arm the cleaning crew. They have been recalled and commissioned into service for a 5th time. We apologize for inconvenience. This flight has been delayed 20 minutes. Boop. Boop. Oh, f me. Okay. Do not shoot the messenger, and I am saying that to the cleaning crew because they are armed right now. These rats have built a in the doorway to... I apologize. What is American word for sticks in big wall? I'm sorry, a dam, not a I apologize. Okay. They've built a dam, and we have actually executed the rats, but we have also identified the rats' food source. The previous flight was filled with people with the celiac disease. And as a courtesy to the celiacs, we passed out the Nutrigrain gluten-free Nutrigrain bars. Now, you know how crummy the normal Nutrigrain bars are? Well, you use the almond flour in those suckers, and they are ass crumbs. They are filled with crumbs. So, we have had to recall the cleaning crew for a 6th time. We apologize for inconvenience. This flight has been delayed another 20 minutes. Boop. Boop. Okay. Okay. So crazy development. The plane is clean. That is the good news. The bad news, we have a pedophile ghost in the bathroom. Now, you might be wondering, how does pedophile ghosts get locked in the bathroom? That is a great question. We have great answers. So, there was a flight in 2017 going from Newark International Airport to the Austin International Airport, Bergstrom. And the flight had to make an emergency air landing, excuse me, it's English as a second language. And it made an emergency landing in the Orlando, Florida airport. And upon finding out that they were landing at Disney World, the perverts had a heart attack and died in the bathroom. So we have had to call in a shaman, a shop person. We are very progressive on these airplanes. It is a shop person. We have called them in from the Shreveport, Louisiana, and unfortunately we do have no direct flight, so this shop person will not get here until tomorrow, and by then the plane will be damned, so we must bury the plane underneath 500 feet of sand. We apologize for the inconvenience, this flight has been canceled.
There's a lot of rules now, right? You can't do a lot of stuff. But the one thing I won't do is I won't guess gender. I just don't do it. I go, hey, when I was younger, I used to go, hey, you, and my mom would go, that is rude. Turns out it's the most woke thing you could ever say. Who knew construction workers have been ahead of the game this entire time? I was in San Francisco getting a coffee one time, and I walked in, and the person working had a name tag on, and it said Eric, and Eric had a beard. I don't pretend to know where Eric's life started, but that dude, I'm pretty sure he was a dude, right? And so I said, hey, Eric, can I get a coffee? And he goes, no problem. And I said, all right, just 1 pump of vanilla, please. And he goes, yep. And then he turned around and put 4 pumps of vanilla in it. And I go, that's going to be too much vanilla. I'm going to be eating Little Debbie zebra rolls with that coffee, and that's too sweet. So I was gonna say, excuse me, sir, but instead of saying sir, I freaked out and held the S, trying to think of something else that started with S till I ran out of breath. I was like, excuse me, I'm a snake. And then I left without my coffee. I'm gonna retell that story in 3 chunks. Paid for coffee, told another person I was a snake, then I left without my coffee. And my friend waiting outside was like, where's your coffee? And I was like, snakes don't have hands, idiot. I was so embarrassed I held on to the lie for 2 more blocks.
Giving up is good, by the way. Giving up means you're being yourself. Just be yourself. It's way better. It's an easier way to live lives. Like I was one of those people that tried too hard. I was trying to dress cooler than I am, and you learn a lot when you do that. I learned you're not pulling off what you're wearing if someone says what you're wearing to you. Like recently, I wore a leather jacket, and my best friend was like, "Leather jacket." I was like, uh-oh. That's not how you say that. He said it like I had a weapon. He was like, he's got a leather jacket. Somebody get it from him. Every time I've tried to look cool as a person, I end up looking like those cell phone towers that are made to look like trees. You know, like people, we see what you're going for, and it's not natural. We know it's you. Yeah, I'm not cool. I don't have any tattoos. You guys knew that. I don't have any tattoos. No one's ever like, really? I would have thought full back. I don't have any tattoos. I'm not against tattoos. I think they're cool on people. I just don't have tattoo brain. Every time I've ever put a sticker on my laptop, I'm like, oh my God, that's forever. What was I thinking? Oh, I just met that coffee shop. I don't have any tattoos, but this is true. People think I own a printer by looking at me. And they're right. That's not cool. That's not fair. I've had friends, this is true, that have never set foot in my home text me going, can I print something at your place? I'm like, how do you know I have one? That's what I'm giving off is toner vibes? My face says I printed my own boarding pass at home and it's right here. I got it. I don't like that. But yeah, I don't, you know, I'm not too worried about that stuff. My friends are, you know. I'm just like a hoodie guy. I like hoodies, you know. I will say every time I put a hoodie on, though, I feel like I'm being born. Yeah. Because it takes me a while to find the exit, you know. I'm making the same face, you know. I'm crying, my mom's there. Like, it's a lot, you know. But my friends, they're worried about that stuff still. They're trying to be cooler than they are. You know, I have sneakerhead friends. And that's okay if you're a sneakerhead, by the way. Just don't stop there. You know, because if somebody's complimenting you on just your shoes, that means they scanned your entire body and couldn't find anything until they got to your feet. You know, they're like, no, hey, look at those shoes, buddy. Oh, starting from the bottom. Yeah. I'm not worried about that. My friends, I can't believe it. I have some friends that Ziploc bag their shoes and they put them in the freezer, keep them fresh. It's true. That's wild, right? I feel like even if you told Jeffrey Dahmer that, he'd be like, what's in your fridge? Wow, you have a pair of Jordans. I just have the one guy.
I saw a Gen Z girl get into a minor fender bender car accident with an older lady, and they both rolled down their window, and the first thing the Gen Z girl says is, honestly, we did not slay this, she said. And I was like, okay, I love you guys. That's the hardest shit I ever heard somebody say after a car accident. Honestly, we did not slay that. Is that what you tell Geico? Is that what you tell insurance? Hey, it's just Geico. What happened? I can tell you what did not happen. We did not slay, mama. Okay, do you want us to send someone? Is the car total? No, the car is total, but the vibes remain immaculate.
You know, there was a thing I read recently there was a woman in Decatur, Georgia. She heard some buzzing. You're gonna love this one then. She had 120,000 bees living in her ceiling. This is true. You can Google it later. Just put in 120,000 and bee, it'll autocorrect bees. And I don't know about you guys, Denver, but I feel like if I see 5 bees, I'm like, there's a lot of bees here. We should do something about our bee problem. But you know, me, maybe I'm some liberal coastal elite mother who notices bees, you know? Well, let's say 10,000 bees. Wow, 10,000 bees coming and going from your house, doing what they do, eating leaves and shit. I don't know much about bees' lives or what they eat. That definitely seems like enough bees to be like, bees. No? What about 20,000 bees? That's 2 times 10,000 bees, which already seemed like a lot to me. No? 30,000 bees? I talked to a bee person. 30,000 bees is 9 pounds of bees. That's a healthy baby boy of bees. Definitely seems like enough bees to be like, we have bees here. No? 40,000 bees! 40,000 bees! That is a golden doodle of bees. Woof, woof, there are bees here. No, we're not noticing them yet? 50,000 bees. 50,000 bees. That's Dodger Stadium of bees. Each bee has its own seat. Adorable, but a lot of bees. Empirically, a lot of bees. What? 60,000? What are you talking about? 60,000 bees and we haven't noticed them? That's a Nissan Juke filled with bees. And they're packed in tight. They're holding each other, tip to tail, tip to tail. They could drive the thing if they could figure it out, but they can't because they're bees. Nary a peep from this woman at 60,000 bees. It takes 2 Nissan Jukes filled with bees before this woman is like, there appear to be bees here. And that's America, guys.
Here's the most awkward thing I can think of. If you're ever around a couple who's been together for a long time and they're at a party and they start doing an impression of one another, just get the out of there. It gets mean so quick. It escalates. They know too much. You're hanging out and they walk in, you're like, oh, look who finally got here, everybody. Mark and Brenda, finally. And Mark's like, well, you know, Brenda, is my hair perfect? Hey, that's fine, Mark. We're just joking around. It's fine. You can be late. It's all right. Nobody cares. And Brenda's like, you know, Mark, I got fired for being a racist last year. You didn't even do a voice, Brenda.
I'm expected in my 40s to have a lot more money than I actually do. The advertisers assume you've got money to spare. They kind of know what year you're from, so they're like, hey, remember when you were a kid and you had a Nintendo and you gave it up and you got a Sega Genesis? Well, similarly, it's time to hop out of that Mercedes and squeeze into a new BMW. You're in your 40s, and I'm like, please, calm down, please. I have a bus pass on me, and I know it has $14 on it because I'm using it. I have a reckless nightlife lifestyle. I eat junk food, I'm up late, I drink a lot. I'm here with all of you tonight. What do you think we're doing tonight? This is what it's like for me every night, okay? If I want to feel seen, I need advertisements that sound like they're for a luxury car commercial, but it's actually just for just junk food. Introducing the all-new Doritos D25i. A luxury snacking experience unlike any other in the impulse aisle. Expertly crafted with bespoke spices, xanthan gum sourced in the Alps mountains, and a sodium salt power of 150% of your recommended daily allowance. The Doritos D25i, with a surprisingly crunchy exterior and a sassy vitamin-rich interior. It'll have you reevaluating what is possible in a snacking chip experience. Drop into your Southern California Dorito dealer for a test taste today. Thanks. Yeah. I'm ready to sell out. I've got the voice for it.
I'm very happy to be living with Chad. I lived alone for a few years after the divorce. I feel like if you live alone for too long, you start to become feral. Make some noise if you live alone right now. All right, so that's 12 people who showered for the first time tonight. Good for you. I am honored to be the reason you would bathe and leave your home. Because you don't have to do anything when you live alone. There's nobody around to judge you, and you start to act like you were raised by wolves, right? I watched myself do something so unhinged at one point. I don't know if you guys have it in your shower where if the water's been hitting the shower curtain for a long time, it starts to get kind of discolored at the bottom. I tried cleaning it, it wouldn't come off, and instead of just going and buying a new shower curtain like a normal person, I just sat in my bathtub with scissors and I just cut the bottom. I just went full meth head. I was just like, ay. Arts and crafts. I literally gave my shower bangs. It's not a mentally stable place to be in. And then, of course, it really looked like it. So I went to Target, and they had just released fall candles. And I learned that day that if you smell candles for 30 minutes straight, you will accidentally get a little high. Nothing crazy, but I'm a lightweight, and nobody in the DARE program talked to me about candles. So I was unprepared for what happened to my body. So I was floating around Target. I grabbed the shower curtain I wanted, and when I went home and hung it up, it only stretched like half the length of my shower, and it was so long, 5 extra feet of fabric coming off the bottom of this thing. And my stepsister came over the next day, and she used my bathroom, and she came out and she goes, "Why do you have a window curtain in there?" I was like, "What now?" She goes, "That's a window curtain. You didn't think it was weird that when you hung it up, there was an entire Met Gala ball gown coming off of it?" I was like, "I accidentally got fucked up on pumpkin spice and I blacked out. I don't want to talk about it. But it's fine. I can fix this." And I grabbed my scissors and I just cut the bottom.
I'm feeling good and I'm feeling chill. And that's huge for me. That's been my goal for a while now. I've been trying to make myself feel more chill, which is a cooler way of saying I was recently put on mood stabilizers. Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know what they do scientifically. My psychiatrist says the goal is to turn my moods into vibes. So I'm just kind of vibing out 24/7, doctor's orders. Mood stabilizers are great. I know they work because the first or second week I started taking them, my wife and I, we went to Joshua Tree in California. I don't know if anyone here has been to Joshua Tree, but it's a dog shit town in the middle of the desert. Our last night in Joshua Tree, I looked at my wife and I was like, "Babe, it's our last night here. I'm gonna splurge a little. I'm gonna get takeout from the best restaurant in Joshua Tree." So I did a little research on Yelp, drove into town, got takeout from this beautiful little Italian restaurant they have there called Domino's pizza. So I walk into this Domino's, there's already a man in line. So I stand behind him, I sort of nod at him, indicating I'm chill now. Take your time. And this man is just staring at the menu for so long. In his defense, there are 6 things. So he was overwhelmed by the menu. And eventually he looked at the young woman behind the counter and he went, excuse me, miss, do you guys make margarita style? And the young woman behind the counter, she was like, no, I'm sorry, we don't serve alcohol here. And this guy is so condescending, he was like, no, margarita style. That's how we eat pizza on the East Coast. And I was like, hatred confirmed, you know? And this girl, she's trying her best. She goes, okay, well, can you tell me what margarita style pizza is? Because maybe I can make something similar for you. And he went, oh, I don't know. I don't know what it is. And it didn't stop there. They just kept talking. It was like 6 or 7 more minutes of these 2 morons trying to figure out what he thinks margarita-style pizza might be, hypothetically. And what he ended up ordering was so insane. He ordered a large Pacific Supreme pizza with pineapple, okay? Crazy, especially when I tell you it does not come with pineapple. He added pineapple. Because in his head, he was like, I think that's what makes it margarita style, you know? But I handled it really well. I really kept it together. All I did was every 30 or 40 seconds, I would just take a deep breath and go, just the most passive-aggressive sigh you've ever heard in your life. But for me, that's growth. Do you know what I'm saying? I hate to think what would have happened in that Domino's if I went in there unmedicated. Like the moment he added pineapple to his pizza, I would have been like, mm-hmm. And I would have walked over to the door and locked it, you know? And then just held the Domino's hostage. I would have put a pizza slicer to his neck, waited for police to arrive, and then I make the police negotiator tell this guy through the window that he just wants a cheese pizza. That's all he wants. He wants a cheese pizza with a little basil on top. He's too stupid to know he wants a cheese pizza. So anyway, I'm chill now. It feels great. I'm back. I work in television. I watch a lot of television. I think I have a pretty refined taste in television, actually. I mostly watch a channel called A&E, which stands for Arts and Entertainment. It's very classy. My favorite show on A&E, maybe my favorite show of all time, is a TV show called Intervention. Okay? If you haven't seen Intervention, how do I describe it? Well, it's basically a prank show. And the way it works is a production company descends on some awful little town, and they are looking for a huge drug addict, right? And they find a drug addict, and they go up to him, and they're like, hey, man, we heard you're pretty good at taking drugs. And he's like, pretty good, I'm the best, you know? I'm incredible, it's all I do. And they're like, awesome, well, I mean, would you ever consider getting high on camera? And he's like, it would be an honor. And then for the first 40 minutes of every episode of Intervention, they just follow this guy around as he gets so high on camera, like incredible. Like every episode of Intervention, there is a moment where you're like, this guy is a pro. Like I have never been this high. In the third act, that's when things get real, right? The third act, the guy's comfortable doing drugs on camera. He's friends with the crew. And the main producer comes up to him and he's like, hey, so I don't know if you're open to this. It's just a pitch, but have you ever gotten like super high in a hotel conference room? And the addict's like, no, but that sounds dope. Let's do it. I'm down, right? And he walks into the hotel conference room all proud of himself, and then boom, it's all his friends and family. They hold an intervention for him. Pranked, you know? It rules.
I'm pretty close to my son. My son and I bond. My son and I watched a lot of football together. That's how we got close. That's how a lot of men process emotions. We watch sports. Because the sports are up on the screen safely. That's where the emotions are. You're sitting on the couch. And you can almost like live vicariously through what's happening on that screen. Almost becomes like a metaphor for what's happening with you. Like I remember watching a football game this year, and we're on the couch. I'm like, wow, seems like Russell Wilson's having a hard time lately, huh? And he's like, yeah, I think Russell Wilson is having a hard time lately. I said, well, what do you think is going on with him? He goes, well, honestly, I just feel like the coach is pushing him too hard. He's just on his back all the time, and he just won't let... Well, that's probably because the coach sees how much potential Russell has. And he feels like it's his job to help him reach that full potential. Well, he should back off. It's too much. Well, you know, Russell's a free agent next year, and then I guess he can figure out where he's going to get his own money from. Dad, yes, son? I think Russell Wilson might be gay. All right, let's watch some hockey. Here we go. Here's a sport I can't watch. Baseball makes me want to die. Nothing happens, and it happens slowly. And the players don't care. They finally put a clock on it, but they need more clocks on it. It's the only sport where the players don't charge onto the fields. They just take their time. Everything is taking their time. They just kind of meander out. Shoelaces untied. They got a big gulp, smoking a cigarette. And you're like, all right, I guess we're going to start. And they're like, nah, we're going to play catch for about 5 minutes. While you guys wait. We're going to throw some grounders, play a little catch. Matter of fact, we're going to do it every time we switch sides. Catch starts again. So you watch that. And then you're like, all right, I guess now we're finally going to start. No. Now we're going to watch a guy in a magic white circle practice swinging a bat. He's been swinging it since he was this big, but he's like, how's this go again? Like, huh? Like that? True? And then finally he steps up to the plate and you're like, all right, now we're going to go. And after 10 seconds, he's like, time out. I just need a couple more. I haven't quite... This... And then he finally digs in, and now we're going to go. No, we're not. Now the pitcher and the catcher, they got a little game they like to play. Where the pitcher looks at the catcher and he goes, guess which pitch I'm going to throw? No, that's not it. Guess again. No, warmer. No, now all these people. Who gives a shit? Keep guessing. Finally, he gets it right. The guy throws the pitch. Batter doesn't swing. Whole thing starts all over again. Bullshit. Get rid of the catcher, get a bucket of balls, and just start whipping balls at the guy. Not next to him. What is that? Throw it at him. If you can hit him, he's out. That's the rule. Now he's going to swing at every pitch just to defend himself. And no more resting on each base. Oh, I'm safe on the bag. No, what are you, 7? Keep running. You keep running until you're tackled by a guy from the other team who's carrying the ball. And a bat. Every player should keep a bat in their hand throughout the game. I want to see 18 guys jacked up on steroids, frothing at the mouth, swinging bats at each other. That I would watch every night.
And I will admit it, I love a hot dude, you know? I do love a hot dude. I'm glad they're around, you know? They really bring a room together. I like to see a good look. To me, it's like looking at a sunset or a horse. Like, I'm not attracted. I'm like, look at him. I'm glad he's here. The party's lit. Like, you ever been in a party and a dude walks in, you're just like, who the f*** is that guy? All right. There he is. Nice. This is awesome. I just like to objectify, you know? And I'm done doing it with women. I think that is dead. Like, enough of that. Women have had enough objectification. Let's start objectifying men as straight men. That's what I say. Let's switch it. Why not? I like a beautiful man. And it's fun to do it to their face. Like, I'm married. I'm beyond off the market. I will make a hot dude feel uncomfortable at a party. Just walk right up to him like, all right, this is great. I'm digging this. Yeah, look at you. All right. Just stare at a weird part, like his stomach or something. Like, yeah, that's great. I love this. Spin around. Let me see the whole package. He's like, I'm not gay, man. Neither am I. What's up? What are we doing later? It's like, I don't know. Whose friend is this? This is really weird. I'm not into this. Objectifying dudes. I don't think it's my fault, though, because I grew up in the homoeroticism of 80s action movies. Anybody else? Ridiculous. Every guy was shirtless, cut, and shiny. Everybody. Every Rocky movie. I've seen so many boxing matches, I've never seen them whip out a bucket of baby oil like they did in Rocky. Why did Ivan Drago look like he was made of chrome? Like, it made no sense. Just gleaming like so much. Schwarzenegger, Rambo, like everybody was just veiny, muscular, just steroided out. And this was a time where I was judged if I said any of my friends was attractive, if they were a man, right? Like I'd be like, whoa, Zach's good looking, like, ugh! Everyone freak out. What are you, queer? You want to marry him? Like, I'm not gonna marry you, Dennis. You're ugly as If I had to marry a man, I would take Zach. He has gentle eyes. Son of a bitch. It's a ridiculous time. Jean-Claude Van Damme doing his crazy splits. It was so, all of us guys were like, yeah, I like that. I like his body. I like the way he moves. Queer? What? Like, who cares?
I think I'm all set on family. I think I'm all good. I'm done. Family is my least favorite group project. Because it's like in school, there's always somebody who has to do the majority of the work, right? And it's never the dad. It's never the dad. It's not the dad. Everyone I know was raised by their mom and executive produced by their dad. Right? You need him to get the project made, but he isn't like in the editing bay. He's just showing up like, this is all my money's getting? So. I've been working on my relationship with my executive producer. And we had a breakthrough recently. He texted me, my dad texted me, and the text just said, I trust you're doing well. And I was like, I guess my dad and I dated. We split up, it wasn't mutual, but it makes sense why we've been like this. I don't blame my dad, by the way, for us being a little distant. I was kind of a weird kid, you know? Like my favorite thing to do in the summer when I was 10 was watch The Price is Right. Yeah, great show, right? I mean, but also I thought it was helping my relationship with my dad. Because he was always like, you don't know the value of $1. I was like, oh yeah? I bet you don't know the value of this brand new jet ski! Come on down! Excuse me. How fun. This is so nice. For some amount of time, I haven't checked my phone. And I love that. Isn't that nice? I haven't looked at my phone this whole time. We're on our phones so much. We're addicted, right? I mean, I just said phone. And a small part of all of your brain was like, oh yeah, my phone. I wonder what it's doing. Does it miss me too? It's like we're on our screen so much, I'm worried that I'll have a kid and they'll like make eye contact with someone and I'll have to apologize. I'll be like, I'm so sorry, he's an old soul. He was just diagnosed with attention span. I don't, you know. I don't like big tech. This is why I don't like big tech. I don't like them. I also don't like that they call themselves big tech. Right? It kind of sounds like they made up their own nickname. Like they switched high schools. They wanted to seem cool. Like we're doing roll call for American Industries, and we're like, okay, oil and gas, and they're like, here. I'm like, okay, great. Technology? They're like, it's tech. It's actually big tech. It's actually big tech has a girlfriend. It's big tech has 2 girlfriends, but we don't use labels. It's big tech. Tech is big and the big is tech. So tech, big, tech. Okay, great. We got it. All right, and before we get started, is manufacturing here? And then the class is like, they moved.
You guys have those like obnoxiously named overpriced doggy daycare places around here? Those dumb names. Do you guys have any? Yell them out. What's the names of the places? Dogtopia. I was in Boulder, Colorado. They had one called Bonjour. And it's like... I bring my dog to a place, $50 to bring her to hang out for the day. And then they text me like to guilt me into buying add-ons for her. They sent me a picture of her and she's all sad. The other dogs are in the back like in and drinking and smoking cigarettes. My dog. Dog's doing a keg stand. They text me, for $15, you could get your dog a compassionate CBD paw rub. Can you just make sure she doesn't eat? That's like really all we want. She doesn't need 12 minutes in the heated pool with a snuffle pad. Just please keep her out of traffic. That's all we want.
I'm glad we're traveling again. A few years ago, I went to Bangkok. Almost didn't go. Saw a video on YouTube called The Scams of Bangkok. This dude was a little paranoid. He's like, if you go to a museum and you see someone smiling, total scam. If you go to a restaurant, they have noodles on the menu, your identity's just been stolen. If you show up at your hotel, there's a front desk, call Interpol. Classic flim-flam.
I was racist in grade 1. Yeah. I didn't mean to be racist. I don't know why I did this. My best friend was a kid named Rami Jahari. That's how he said his name. I don't know why I did this. I wasn't trying to be funny. I wasn't trying to be mean. I was just a 6-year-old kid. He was one of my best friends, but I'd call him over every recess. Rami! Okay, let's try this. Did I say anything? Nothing? Okay, I got some other ideas tomorrow. I'll see you at recess. I do that every day. Then I go to his house for lunch. You ever go to an Arabic person's house for lunch when you're 6? It's terrifying. Everything they say, they sound angry. His father would come in the room. Rama! Mitayaka si tayar makaratia! Okay. My dad would like to know if you like peanut butter and jelly sandwich for lunch.
But let me offer you some advice that I wish someone had offered me before I had children, because I didn't know this, which is this. When you're traveling with your family, when you have children and you travel with said children through the airport, you can be randomly selected by TSA, who will suddenly decide to start peppering your children with questions to make sure that you are not kidnapping them. How fun's that? And I didn't know this was even a thing until it happened to my little family at Denver International Airport. We're traveling through the airport, ready to go. To give you an idea of my son Malcolm's desire to talk to strangers that day, let me explain to you his outfit. He was wearing headphones, not plugged into anything at all, fingerless gloves, and winter boots on a 95-degree day. I ask you, is that the outfit of a 3-year-old who'd like to dialogue with a stranger? I'd argue not. And yet, nevertheless, we're passing through security and suddenly a TSA guy is in Malcolm's face. And he's just like, hey son, what's your name? And Malcolm's like, Malcolm? He goes, okay, good. Is that your brother over there? He goes, yeah. He goes, what's your brother's name? He goes, Ellis. He goes, okay. Are those your parents? And Malcolm goes, I think so. Can you think of a worse answer than I think so? No is actually a better answer. No is like, it's an uncle, it's a godparent, produce some paperwork, get to the bottom of it. But I think so. That's what they've been telling me since they took me from the campsite 4 days ago. And when I say otherwise, they hit me so very hard. So I think so. And we were like, Malcolm, tell that dude where your parents, what are you doing? Tell him, where are your parents? And the guy's like, son, I'm gonna ask you one more time, and this is very important. Are those two your parents? And Malcolm goes, uh-huh. Like clearly under duress. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. And then they just let us through because they're TSA and they're inept. TSA is like, hey, what if we took the crew of a Times Square McDonald's, put them in charge of global security? What's everybody think? Good idea or not? We get through the x-ray machine miraculously. I'm retrieving my bag, and this other dad who was in line, he came up to me and he goes, I'm not gonna lie, dude, that made me nervous. I go, made you nervous? If I don't get these two to Reno by Tuesday, I'm out $150K. That's my year, bud. That's my year. The exception to the rule of Malcolm's shyness is women. He likes talking to women. In fact, he'll only talk to women, which I so get. Men are the worst. If I had the option of never talking to a man again my entire life, I would take that option. But men keep talking to me, and it feels rude not to respond, so I have to engage. My son, he's under no such societal constraints. He can talk to whoever he wants to talk to, and he's decided that's only going to be women. So the other day, we were at the park, and we were playing Delivery Guys, because my son will only play working class games. Yeah. Delivery guys, firefighters, EMTs, construction workers. Something lets me know he doesn't respect what I do for a living at all. So we're playing Delivery Guys, and a woman comes running through the park, right where we're playing. She's got earbuds on, she's jogging, she's minding her own business, and my son Malcolm, he just goes, hey, you! Yeah, like real delivery guy energy, you know? Just cat calls her, hey, you! And she stops and takes her earbuds out. She's like, yeah, yes? He goes, we're delivery guys. She goes, oh, yeah? He goes, yeah, my brother, my dad, me, we're delivery guys. And she goes, well, what are you delivering? And he goes, we're on a break. Like, I'm not pretending to know my son's eventual sexual preference, but if he ever decides that it is in fact women, he's already gaslighting at a high school level. Once he figures out that women love it when you tell him to smile more, he's gonna crush. And I can feel a lot of women in the room not liking where that joke went. But I set up the joke by saying men are the worst, and then I ended the joke by giving an example of men being the worst. So I ask you, is it the joke that you don't like, or do you just hate foreshadowing?
I think that horseback riding is quite overly descriptive for that activity. Because why do we have the word back in there? Like, you've all seen a horse before. Everyone picture a horse right now. Where else are you going to ride it? What other option is there? You're grabbing the tail and doing a little land ski? I guarantee you anyone who's ever tried to horse front ride has died. Cause of death, horse.
What do you want to do this weekend? Oh, let's go horseback riding. Great. How are we going to get there? It's pretty far away. I guess we'll have to car inside drive. You know, in England, where they know a thing or two about the English language, they call it horse riding. And if someone came to you and they said, hey, you know, last weekend I went horse riding, you wouldn't be like, how? Can you be more specific? How were you arranged on this beast? Were you on top or was it a belly-to-belly type of thing? I just don't... I need a visual.
My wife, you know, thinking I'm funny, like that was a huge part of me ending up with her because I had so many issues trying to find a woman that I felt really appreciated my sense of humor. Because when you hear it growing up, you know, women love a guy with a good sense of humor. Is that true, ladies? Like, is that attractive if a guy can make you laugh? Hear that, fellas? Do you hear that? That's what a lie sounds like. Okay, so just know it. I just helped you out right there. If you're looking for a tell, I just gave you one. They think they mean it. They don't. When I was in college, I used to get Maxim magazine, okay? And every time I get it, I'd flip to the middle, and they'd have some beautiful celebrity laying there, and they'd be like, Scarlett Johansson, what do you look for in a guy? And she'd be like, he could be fat and stupid and poor, as long as he makes me laugh. Just stop it, okay? Like, being funny never helped me get the first date, you know? Like, anytime I ever tried to use my sense of humor to impress a girl, it backfired. January of 2005. I will never forget this day for as long as I live. I'm walking through a mall. Very attractive woman in front of Victoria's Secret stops me when I'm walking by. She's like, excuse me, sir. Hi. Are you shopping for a wife or a girlfriend today? And I was like, no, why? And she goes, we're having an after Christmas sale, and all our bras are 50% off. So I say, I like when your bras are 100% off, right? I mean, that quick, man, I was as proud as I've ever been in my life. Not because it's that funny, but the timing was impeccable, and she didn't get it. She didn't get it. She's like, 100%. Then they'd be free. Well, that's one way of putting it. You know what? You're right. At that point, they would, in fact, be free. Which is back-to-back jacks where I come from. But that just got her even more confused. She's like, okay, hang on a second. Stephanie? Steph? I'm sorry, I'm just gonna run this by my manager. Like, I just started last week. Maybe there's a deal they haven't told me about where you get one. She's coming. Okay, this is my manager, Stephanie. Hi. Steph, this gentleman said that he thinks our bras should be 100% off. Does that? And the other girl was like, did he say that? Sir. This is my new employee. Don't mess with her. Then we wouldn't make any money. And I was like, well, I think you're wrong there too. But listen, I digress. There's a moral to that story. It's very subtle. I don't know if you picked it up. But sometimes you got to do it for the story. Okay? If I was really trying to get a date out of that, maybe I would have played my cards a little better. But I said what I wanted to say, and at the very worst, I had an awesome story to tell you about it. And that's what I say to everybody. Do what makes a better story for you. All right? There'll be times in life where I'm like, I shouldn't do this. But I know 250 people in Sarasota that might want to hear about it if I do. And I do it for you. Okay? Yeah.
The thing is, like, people still, no matter how crazy it is in New York, people still want to come to New York. They still want to come. People dream of coming to New York. They always tell me it's my dream of going to New York City. And we know why. New Yorkers, we know why. You want something crazy to happen. You want to see something wild. You want your weird New York story. I always tell them, come. It'll happen. We aim to please. The homeless will always provide. I'm sorry, the unhoused. Cupcake? Cupcake? I don't know. I realized that that's our PC term now, is unhoused. And look, I was an English major in college. I'm down to play with language. Let's do this. But we can talk about unhoused, can't we? It's goofy. I'll tell you why. Number one, that's the same word. You can't convince me otherwise. I have a thesaurus. You ain't gonna lie to me. And two, it sounds worse. Right? Homelessness sounds like a situation that could not have been prevented. Unhoused sounds like somebody just rolled up on them and was like, I'll be taking this. And no more house for you. The second I heard it, I was like, what an elitist, privileged way of describing a situation, right? Right, you can hear it right away. Did you hear about Janice? She was recently unhoused. That's the kind of word that is only used to make the speaker of said word feel better about acknowledging a situation they know nothing about. It just makes them uncomfortable to acknowledge it, so they created a word as a buffer, but there's no progress in that word. There is no help in that word. And if you've ever lived in that situation, then there are a bunch of words you would have used instead of that word. Like, I was shocked. I was like, nobody thought of nomad? That's my first choice. Can you imagine you roll up on a homeless person? What up, my nomadic brother? Way to stay off the grid, man. I, too, am anti-establishment. Some of the words, honestly, some of the changes, I'm okay with. You know what I mean? Some of the changes I think are pretty brilliant. I know a lot of people are upset with all the PC language, but I find it kind of entertaining. Like, did you know on social media now, they're calling smoking weed gardening? I love it. Oh, it makes me sound so much more productive. I've been gardening all day. Gardening helps me deal with people.
I was raised Jewish in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, or so I thought. Then I moved to New York. Maybe I was raised Protestant because yeah, everyone here is more Jewish than I am. Everybody. My Puerto Rican neighbor knows more about Judaism than I do. Yeah, he'll come up to me and be like, Shabbat Shalom, Ophira, and I'm like, okay, thank you! Because I have nothing more to say on this one. And I'm not from a stereotypical Jewish family in the sense that we were not rich Jews. I didn't even get the good end of the stereotype. Not rich Jews. We were very working class Jews. You know, we mowed our own lawns. We painted our own houses. We fixed our own cars. There's Sephardic Jews. There's Ashkenazi Jews. I'm from a very small sect called the DIY Jews. We are the DIY Jews. We are the Jews behind the Jews, really. Yeah. We're the heaps for hire. That's who we are, the heaps for hire. I will say this last year, too, I have looked at my phone way too much. I mean, your phone now tells you that. But I've looked at my phone way too much, and I get sucked into social media like nobody's business. I mean, Instagram, everyone's having more fun than I am. Twitter, everyone's saying funnier things than I am. But I've reached a new low because now I am scrolling through Venmo. Feeling bad about myself based on other people's banking transactions. That's Venmo FOMO. That is the lowest form of FOMO. But let me tell you something, the vaguer the description of what it is for, the more you feel left out. Because I'm just scrolling and then it's like Sarah paid Michelle and just wrote, shenanigans. I'm like, I know Sarah and Michelle. Where was I? You know? What are shenanigans? I don't even know. They sound amazing. Like, I've been part of a shebang and I like cardigans, but I don't know what's a shenanigan. Sounds expensive. Sounds like dangerous mischief. I don't understand why that page is there. It serves no purpose. It's just for bragging. I have never looked at an ATM machine and thought, this needs a social aspect. You know, it really does. I need to know if anyone recently has given Michaela $40 for 2 tacos and a rainbow. You know, I need to know. So now I live in Brooklyn, and yeah, I like it. Yeah, I know, lots of Brooklyn people. So, you know, neighborhood's great. However, 3 months ago, there was a shooting on our street. Nobody got hurt, but here's what happened. Someone came by in the middle of the night and shot 3 shots in 3 consecutive doorways. Boom, boom, boom. And just to give you an idea of the street, if they would have kept going, the next doorway would be a yoga studio. All right? So the yoga ladies went insane. They were like, this place has bad vibes! You know, they were mad. And then the real estate agents were like, how are we gonna sell these apartments for millions of dollars now? And then the families were like, is this a safe place for our children? And everyone wanted to know what the shooter looked like. That's all they cared about. They were like, what does the shooter look like? What do we know about this guy? Was he black? Was he white? Hispanic? What do we know about this guy? What does he look like? And then news came back that the shooter was a woman. Yeah. And the conversation totally changed. Oh yeah. Everyone was like, oh, did she get him? I mean, clearly he had it coming, but did she get him? The yoga ladies were on board. They were like, we will finish the job, you know, just whipping around their mats. The real estate agents were using it as marketing. They're like, the kind of street where a woman's in charge. Even the families were like, you know, you can stand up for yourself like that woman did. She was a hero. And the only thing they cared about how the woman shooter looked was if she looked satisfied. And then gossip in the neighborhood circulated again, and news came back that the woman shooter was a hired gun. She was hired to do the job. I know! That has got to be something that you get paid for over Venmo, right?
Cajuns, we are not a proud people. I went online. I wanted to see who was the most famous Cajun person. Found the answer. Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen DeGeneres is Cajun, and you didn't know that because she doesn't mention it. She is out of the closet, but still stuck in the spice rack. That is the stigma of my people. And Cajuns, if you aren't familiar, we're a race of drunk rednecks from Louisiana who are both bilingual and illiterate. They speak French. Cajuns speak French. My dad spoke it, his parents spoke it, and I took 4 years of French, so I'm not fluent, but if you write something in French, I can look at it and be like, hey, that's French? Look at that, wow. People ask, do you speak French? I'm like, un poquito, yes. Es muy cilantro. And people say French is a dying language. I say, not fast enough. Here's my beef with French, my boeuf, if you will. And I won't. The words are longer than they sound like they need to be. Every French word is just a gangbang of letters. There's like 12 of them, but only 3 are actually doing something. The other 9 are just hanging around like, hey, I'm just excited to be here. Remember the first time you saw hors d'oeuvres on paper? You're just like, is that horse divorce? What is that? Is this my Gmail password or? You couldn't have French Wheel of Fortune. That wouldn't work. They're like, okay, it's a 7-letter word. You're like, yeah, I'd like an A. Yeah, there's 19 A's. What? Okay. What about an X? Yeah, there's an X at the end doing nothing. Just soaking up unemployment. Like, huh. What about an apostrophe? What about, buddy, we got apostrophes. They're like underneath letters. There's a C with a goatee. We don't know what that's for. Best example of the inefficiency of French phonetics. Their word for water is O, which is spelled E-A-U, which looks like it sounds like Sylvester Stallone lost for words. Like, that's the sound you make when you forgot the name of the person you're singing happy birthday to. Like, happy birthday to... Happy birthday... But this word is pronounced O, and it's spelled with 3 different vowels, none of which are O. Do vowels unionize in France? The reason I get so worked up about this is because I had to study Hebrew for my bar mitzvah, and what makes Hebrew very difficult is there are no vowels in the Hebrew alphabet. No vowels. If you ever wanted proof of how cost efficient the Jews are, at some point in our history, someone asked, would you like to buy a vowel? And we're like, oh. I think we're good. I think we're all right, yeah. No guac on this burrito. Thank you very much. Or we had vowels at some point and we just sold them wholesale to the French in the great vowel movement. My dad wasn't very proud of his heritage. He had like the Bobby Boucher accent as a kid, like real thick. And he wanted to become a chemist. And he got rid of his accent because he thought it would make him sound stupid. I wish he had kept it. I've never met an openly Cajun scientist. And I would pay to see just some guy bumbling around in a seersucker lab coat, just like, ooh, that's a spicy electron. You know, DNA analysis tells us a crawfish just a lobster whose mama also his cousin. Like, is that true? He's like, and he spits in a beaker and pew, Zatarans. You know?
Any Chinese people in the crowd? Any Chinese? 中国人吗？你们是中国人吗？你是中国人吗？
I'm from Australia, mate.
Oh, you're from Australia. Okay. 我说中文你会听得懂吗？一点点，哇，挺好。那我跟你说中文，你就跟我说中文，没关系。你父母是哪里的？
中国人。
哦，中国人，中国哪里？
上海。
哦，上海，哇，挺好，哇。
谢谢。
Don't worry, they get uncomfortable. The crowd get uncomfortable because I'm prepared for the future and they are not, so it's difficult. Also, can you please verify that I was actually speaking Chinese? Because I know some people are like, oh my God, I saw the most racist thing yesterday. This white guy was on stage, he was like, any Chinese people? And then he chung this guy at the second table. I was like, cancel this guy already. Like, oh my God. Cancel him, seriously.
I gotta work on saying things to people out loud. Yeah, I got a problem. I just say what I see. I think I'm autistic, but just like the bad parts of it. You know? Like I can't compute numbers or remember dates, but I'll make you feel weird. Right? Like you drop a bunch of toothpicks, I can't count them, but I'll give you a hug. I'm working on it, trying to get better. Flew here from New York. Man, I hate flying. You know, they let you pick your seat on a plane. I think I'd rather pick the person I'm sitting next to. I don't really give a shit where I am on the plane. It's like a 5-hour relationship. Make it more like a dating app. Obese Nazi with a service dog? Swipe left. Tiny Asian lady with a surgical mask? That's my gal. Yes, she is not a talker, right? But just like a dating app, she shows up with a baby. I'm like, I got catfished. Hate the small talk. 2 things I can't do, small talk and eye contact. How sad is that, you know? I basically have all the traits of a serial killer, just without the ambition. I'm working on it. People always say, Mark, gotta be more confident. They say, Mark, gotta be yourself. I'm like, well, you gotta pick one. I can't do both of those. Like, a lot of people are scared of skydiving. I'm more scared of the banter on the plane than I am jumping out of it, you know? You sit in the plane, it's all windy, you're strapped in. Some guy's like, so, Mark, where are you from? Just like... It's like, we're supposed to go together. I got it. At least with skydiving, you get an instructor. What about stuff I'm bad at, stuff I'm nervous about, like a dinner party? You know how many dinner parties I've screwed up? Set me up with a pro, right? I just show up, some guy's like, all right, I'll take care of him. I'm like, beautiful. He's giving me tips. Don't say the N-word. Got it. All right. She's not pregnant. Don't ask. Thank God you're here. Some guy at the party's like, so who's your favorite comic? I'm like, Bill Cosby. He's like, pull the chute. I'm working on it. I had a chatty Uber driver last week. That's the worst, huh? This guy wouldn't shut up. I forgot that the no small talk option on the app, so I had to get creative. I had to scare the guy into being quiet. He's like, how about this traffic, huh? What do you think's causing this? I'm like, probably the Jews. He's like... Like, all right, I give this ride 5 stars of David.
It's also nice to be traveling more, but I realize I do not know how to travel like a normal person. I was going through TSA, and the TSA lady was checking the waistband of my jeans, and she had her hands in the waistband of my jeans, and I thought that that was a good time to tell her that I liked the way her perfume smelled. Not a good time. One thing that happened, there was a teenage girl in line ahead of me at security, and they stopped her to search her backpack because something went off in the machine. And so the TSA guy, he searched around it, and he pulled out the thing that went off, and it was a magic 8-ball. This is totally true. And he told her, he was like, well, technically this is a blunt object, and it could be used as a weapon, so I'm not sure if you can bring it in your carry-on, and I need to go get my supervisor. So they brought over like 2 or 3 more TSA agents. They were all looking at this magic 8-ball, trying to decide what to do. And I was in line behind her, losing my mind, because I was like, just ask the magic 8-ball. You guys are fun. I've been around a lot of comedy audiences, not just for stand-up. I was a waitress in a comedy club for a really long time. And you guys might think, just based on the media and what you've seen about the world we live in, you might think that the worst hecklers are middle-aged straight men. But I can tell you for a fact that is not true. The worst hecklers, by far, are female teachers on a night out. They all order Chardonnay and they get mouthy. That's what they do. And every now and again, I'll be saying this, and there'll be a woman in the back, and she'll yell out, she'll be like, I'm a teacher, and I'm drinking whiskey. I'm like, well, then you are a middle school teacher. That's how we know what you're drinking. Are you guys drinking? Are people drinking? Yeah? Do you guys know that drink White Claw? You familiar? White Claw, yeah, it's named after the kinds of hands that hold it. Do you guys... What pisses me off about White Claw is it's trendy now for alcohol to be healthy. Like it's not bad for you, it's a seltzer. There are all these hard seltzers, and they've got vodka with electrolytes in it now. And everyone's on board, and no one was on board when I was in college and I offered them my homemade sangria, which was just red wine mixed with emergency. And I could get on Shark Tank with that now. I would like to be on Shark Tank. It'd be nice to make a little extra money. I'm a very broke person. Very broke. I go to Coinstar a lot. Are you guys familiar? Yeah. Do you guys think that this would be a good slogan for Coinstar? Coinstar, be poor loudly. Thank you for applauding Coinstar. It's the only applause Coinstar's ever received, so.
Anybody ordered a bottle of wine at a fancy restaurant before? Yes! It's so hard. There's like 80 steps I didn't know about. I went to a nice restaurant, And I'm uncomfortable, you know. So I grew up like a little rat trash in Iowa. Did you ever go to a nice restaurant and you're like, they're gonna know I ate rocks as a baby? So you're uncomfortable already? You know, when you walk in, you're like, ah! So this nice restaurant with my friends, and we sat down. I was with my friends, I was nervous, you know, I was like, they're gonna know I ate rocks as a baby. And I asked them, I was like, what are you doing, you know? What are you doing? And they're like, we're gonna probably each get a glass of wine. I was like, oh, me too. I crunched the numbers. If we do a whole bottle, we're gonna save $1. And they're like, yeah, go for it. And I was like, oh, it's a lot of pressure. I gotta do, okay. And the server came over and he's like, hey, what are we thinking tonight? And I was like, I'm gonna get a bottle of wine. And then I was like, oh, no, and it's not just for me. And he was like, yeah, that'd be crazy. If someone's like, I'm gonna get a bottle of wine, are you guys drinking tonight? Is anyone else at the table drinking? Because I'm personally doing an entire bottle of wine. And I felt uncomfortable right away because I was like, I tried too hard. But the server, he's a great server, and he could tell that I felt weird and awkward. And he was like, no, it's totally, yeah, of course, for the table, of course. Which one were you thinking about? And I pointed out, I was thinking this one. And he was like, that's a great choice. I don't know if we have it even. I'm gonna have to go to the cellar and look. It's such a favorite around here. I don't know if we have it. I'll be back. And he left. And his like praise of my choice totally flipped my mood to where I was like, I guess I do belong here. Do you mean, have you ever thought you might be a savant at something? That's how I felt about my wine choice, you know? I was like, crushed it. Favorite here in the cellar, doesn't know if they have it? Whoa. What if I'm a Somalian already, you know? And I didn't even need to take the test. That joke's great if you get it. But if you get it, you're kind of a piece of shit. Somalian is a person from Africa, okay? Sommelier is an autistic alcoholic. There's a difference. Can a Somalian be a sommelier? If they work hard, yes. Guess what? They had the bottle. Can you believe that? They brought it back out. And here's the thing that I didn't know happened. If you order a bottle of wine at a restaurant, what they do is they'll show it to you. They'll show it to you before they do anything. Which isn't a thing I knew or should happen. It's never happened anywhere else in my life. I've never ordered spaghetti and then had them be like, is this spaghetti? So I didn't know what was happening, you know, and I'm just like, he knows I ate rocks as a baby. And he's just like pushing it towards me a little bit, closer and closer. I'm just like moving my head. And then I finally was like, yeah, that's a bottle of wine. He's like, I know it's wine. I'm showing it to you to make sure this is the correct bottle of wine you ordered. And I was like, ugh. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the name of the wine that I got. I know the price of the wine that I got. I'm kind of a price guy. You want to go get that big book back? I'll find it. It's on the first page, pretty close to the top. I think it's called house red. I don't know if you do the H or not. Maybe house red? I don't know how French it is. He's like, this is it. This is the wine you ordered. I know it. It's just a formality. And then he opened it. He didn't need any extra instruments. It screwed right off. And then he proceeded to pour me the smallest amount of wine I'd ever seen. Because here's another little wrinkle in the system. If you order a bottle of wine, the restaurant thinks you are then king of the table. And they pour only you a little bit of wine to taste. No one else. No one else. They're just like, does the king like the wine? Push it to your lips, Prince. You and you and you, but do you? The man we perceive to be paying the bill tonight. Do you enjoy it? Tell Daddy Daddy did good. Did Daddy do good? Yeah, and I don't know what's happening at all. I'm just like, what are we doing? Wine tapas? Like, there's almost nothing in here. We doing shots of wine? If that's cool. Load my boys up if that's what we're doing. But I got like almost no wine. Like, I understand it doesn't need to go to the brim. I don't need a meniscus, but like middle. Google image search glass of wine. You know, that's what I'm looking for here. You gave me like it's Thanksgiving and all the moms are like, sure, let the kids try a little bit. Like, I got no wine. And he's like, you gotta stop yelling. This is Olive Garden. You can't behave like that in here. You're ruining a lot of homecomings right now. It's a lot of teens' magical evenings. And you're freaking out. I poured you a little bit to taste. I was like, why? And he's like, to make sure the wine didn't go bad, dude. Relax. And I was like, wine goes bad? What? How would I know? He's like, you would know. And I'm like, I doubt it. If I ordered red wine and they poured out clear fingernail polish remover, I'd blame me. Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, I said an Italian word wrong and I drink this all night now. And I'd take the sip and be like, woo! I like how it makes my right eye stay closed. Yeah, you can't get it open. You can taste the Italy in that for sure. The boot, I've tasted the boot of that. Why don't we get another one? Throw that on ice. Yep, I meant this one. This is what I want. I'm like, what happens if it's bad? He's like, you'd send it back. I'm like, I don't have that confidence. To send something, never. If I ordered fettuccine and there was a finger in it, I'd eat around it. You know what I mean? Like, I would. I'd be like, well, they're working hard back there. Don't want to get anyone in trouble on my accord. Oh, for sure, still a 20% tip. For sure, for sure.
I might be a lady, but I am a very tall lady. Sometimes I feel a little out of place, but I like it now as an adult. It's great. When I was little, though, I hated it, you know? Does any tall women in here know when you're a tall girl, people only give you two options in life, right? It's either playing sports or modeling. So when everyone's like, you should play basketball. You're like, yeah, or... And then they're like, or volleyball? Yeah. You got big hands, kid, you'd be great. Yeah, they weren't wrong. I was pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, I was this size in middle school. That is terrifying. I will say this, though. It is nice to be able to share clothes with your mom, right? Double your wardrobe, but a little awkward when you're in 5th grade, you know? Yeah, you get a lot of compliments from your teachers on that. They'd be like, Erica, love that pencil skirt. I'd be like, yeah, thanks. It's from Ann Taylor Loft. It's my mom's favorite. Yeah. She loves it. My mom is actually not tall. She's 5'4". I get my height from my dad. He's a tall dude, 6'5". Yeah. Yeah, but here's the problem. My dad wants me to be with a tall guy like him, but he's also Italian, so he wants me to date a tall Italian man. And I'm 32, so you gotta pick one, you know? We're not gonna get both at this age. And every tall Italian I've ever met was related to us, so... I was like, call cousin Sergio. Let him know I'm available. You know? I do like being single, by the way. I do like it, but I finally feel ready for a real relationship. But it's just because I'm tired of getting dating advice from people. Yeah. You ever get that advice you never asked for? Anybody get that? Just thrown in your face every day? My favorite is someone said this to me. They were like, hey, listen, all right? It's gonna happen for you when you stop looking for it. It's like, okay, I don't think you know my version of not looking, all right? I won't leave my apartment. So, by your method, I'm like, is he gonna break in? Just, like, girl, if he wants you, he'll rob you, okay? Men like the chase, all right? You should lock the door, make it hard for them. They love a challenge, you know? The only good news is now when I hear a noise in the middle of the night, I do get excited, you know? Yeah. I used to be terrified. Now I'm like, maybe I should check it out. Maybe he's cute. I should go see what's going on, you know? I should just say hey, introduce myself, you know. You never know.
I'm married. My wife is great. My wife rules. She's patient with me. She's the weirdest person I've ever met. My wife is so bizarre. Like, my wife says things once a day that out loud I'm like, what the f*** are you talking about? I think my favorite example of this was about 5 years ago. My wife and I, we were in a rental car in Wyoming. Jealous? We were in a Buick Enclave in Wyoming, listening to satellite radio. We were listening to a station called Lithium. Okay, a couple nods. Lithium is a station that only plays 90s alt rock. Okay, yeah, so of course, at some point, a song by the band Bush came on the radio. This guy nods. Yeah. I like seeing Bush fans in crowds because they are kind of smug about it. Like, I can tell just from your demeanor that you're like, just to yourself, you're just thinking like, I bet it was Glycerine. The song he was listening to, I bet it was Glycerine. Yeah, so we're listening to Glycerine. Halfway through the song Glycerine, my wife turns to me and she's ecstatic. She's so excited. And I'm like, what's up? And she goes, Joe, did you know the day I went to my first Bush concert was also the day I tried mayonnaise for the first time? And I was driving, and obviously in my head, I was like, how could I possibly know that, you know? But out loud, I was like, that's incredible. Tell me everything. My wife proceeds to tell me truly the longest story I've ever heard in my life about when she was 12 years old. She and all her friends, they were huge fans of this band Bush, and they bought tickets to this big Bush concert, Big Bush, and when the day arrived, they were so excited, they all jumped into her friend's mom's minivan, and her friend's mom drove them to the arena for this concert, but they got there hours early. Like, the gates weren't even open yet. So her friend's mom parked the van outside the arena, and as they waited, her friend's mom opened up a Tupperware container on the passenger side seat and started handing all the girls in the van sandwiches, pre-made sandwiches, because the mom knew she needed fuel. They needed fuel for this big Bush concert. So my wife takes a sandwich, and we should be clear, at this point in time, she is not my wife, okay? She's just a 12-year-old Bush fanatic in Connecticut. She takes the sandwich, and she bites down on the sandwich, and immediately she realizes that this sandwich in particular is much more moist than any other sandwich she's ever eaten up until that point in her life. But she doesn't want to be rude, so she swallows this weird, wet sandwich. And as she swallows, she has to admit that whatever this wetness is has a sort of pleasant, unctuous taste. She recognizes that. She's finished swallowing. She kind of panics. She looks at her friend's mom and she screams, "What's the wetness? What's the wetness in the sandwich?" her friend's mom obviously was like, what the f are you talking about? What's the wetness? And the friend's mom was like, that's mayonnaise. Have you never had mayonnaise? And my wife was like, no. What? That's mayonnaise? Oh no, am I someone who likes mayonnaise? I think I like mayonnaise. So yeah, that's the short version of her story. So her story ends, and I don't know how to respond, and that's a problem, right? I can tell she's waiting for me to say something in response, but I'm not doing it right. So there's just this tension building in the Buick Enclave we're in. And after like 20 seconds or so, she gets annoyed, and she snaps at me, and she goes, hello, Joe? What was the day you first tried mayonnaise? Expecting me to have like an equally powerful story. You know that touchstone moment in all our lives where we vividly remember eating mayonnaise for the first time?
A couple years later, my brother came out of the closet as gay. Because that's the only way you can come out of the closet. He's gay. And we were terrified because Southie's a tough town. You've seen the movies, you know, The Departed, Good Will Hunting, you know. Everybody's scary. So my parents, I don't know why they did this, they gave him a bedroom in the basement. He was no longer in the closet. He's down by the Christmas decorations. But growing up there, when you're from Southie, you're one of us. Like everybody accepted him, and we had nothing to worry about. But it didn't stop them from asking me ignorant questions. One dude was like, does he ever try to touch your And I'm like, no, Terry. Now I'm wondering what the family dynamic is in the Flaherty household. He's my brother, he's not your uncle. Another dude was like, why would you choose that? Why would you choose to be that way? Why would you choose that lifestyle? I'm like, it ain't a choice, you ignorant ass. You either are or you're not. Born with a gay older brother. And then another dude was like, because your brother's gay, that means you're gay. And I'm like, that's sound logic. What do you think, my parents are pure breeding homosexuals? That would be a very interesting Dateline episode, wouldn't it? Lester Holt standing out in front of my parents' house. Some people purebreed bagels, others purebreed Siamese cats. But with Sheila and William Fontana are purebreeding in this 2-bedroom walk-up in South Boston, Massachusetts, got a couple of the neighbors raising an eyebrow.
Jew is a fun word, huh? It's a weird word. It's a last name. Did you know that? I went to Jewish summer camp with a kid named Ben Jew. That's a real person. And Joey Matzah. Those are real people. I sound like an undercover Klansman trying to just make up stuff. I'm like, yeah, I went to Jew camp with Ben Jew and Joey Matzah and Dreidel Bagelstein. Oh, no. But here is what I think is weird about the word Jew. Typically, a slur takes a proper ethnic term and shortens it. Like, I can't list them, but you know them all. But Jew is already compact, right? So people get weird. They're like, am I allowed to say Jew? Is that okay? I'm like, yeah, Jew. Jew is fine. Jew is great. So long as it's a noun, right? I'm a Jew. You're a Jew. It's the adjectives and verbs that'll get you in trouble. Like, yeah, my Jew lawyer tried to Jew me out of $5,000. I'm like, whoa, no. My Jewish lawyer tried to jip me out of $5,000. See? It's better because it offends a smaller, less powerful group of people. That's a fun joke to tell. Because a lot of stuff has to go right? To even get the joke, you gotta know some stuff, some history, some etymology, and then to laugh, you have to be a bad person. So that sweet spot, just educated and amoral. That's That's the fan base I'm trying to cultivate. I'm a Southern Jew. I learned my great-grandparents immigrated from Poland to Alabama because they didn't know anything about it, apparently. They're like, it ranked number 1 in alphabetic. I do, as a Jew, I like it here. I feel like this is our place. There's so many Jews here. We got all kinds of Jews in New York City. We got the regular Jews, Hasidic Jews. Those are the ones who look like they're wearing all of their clothes at once to avoid checking a bag, you know? In the South, very few Jews, and more anti-Semitism, which is very frustrating to me. How can you hate Jews when you've never even met the most annoying ones, you know? Come on. Southern anti-Semitism, it's speculative, it's abstract. It's like a liberal arts degree. They're like, I hate the Jews. I'm like, all right, what conspiracy blog did you read? When a New Yorker is like, I hate the Jews, I'm like, okay, what'd your landlord do this week? Let's hear it. I grew up around very few Jews. I went to a Christian high school in Atlanta, Georgia. Very preppy, very waspy, just like a on 3, 1, 2, 3, states' rights. Like it was that kind of, you know. Our mascot was Andrew Jackson. It was that kind of. It's only racist if you're well read, but it was, yeah. It was like old money. It was like all the kids had last names as first names. The girls were named Reagan mostly, but the guys, first names, Townsend, Whitaker, Chambliss, Matthews, with an S. I'm Matthew, he triple word scored my name. That felt personal. My favorite was my first day there. This guy walks up, just tall, all-American, big smile. He goes, hi, welcome to Love It. My name's Spalding Walters. I was like, no, it's not. That's a LLC, I'm pretty sure. What are you, one person or the two guys who heckle the Muppets? Spalding Walters, huh? Where are your friends Ritz-Carlton and Courtyard Marriott? Where are they hiding? Huh? Hey, isn't it fun, by the way, how rich white people, their name is 2 last names, but poor white people, their name is 3 first names? You ever know? Like, hi, my name's Jimmy Johnny Jeremy Jr. But you can call me JJJJJ. That's too many J's. Jews can't do last names as first names. Just says, hi, Goldberg Greenberg. Have a very Hava Nagila, or whatever. I digress. I was the only Jew at a Christian school. That was tough. I was bullied. I was called names. I was excluded because I was a Jew. And then my senior year, we had a new student. His name was Mateo. He was also Jewish. And within 2 semesters, he was class president and prom king, which that is a rough way to learn that your classmates are not anti-Semitic. Oh, damn. All right. It's not Jew, it's me. Great. Did not ask for a control variable. Turns out none of them hated Jews. And then he showed up, and then I did a little. He made me anti-Semitic. I was like, too many Jews around here. You ever notice that? I say we get rid of half of them. I'm Jewish and Cajun. I'm Cajun on my dad's side. Rare mix. Those two groups don't get along very well. Here's how much Cajuns hate Jews. They designed all of their food so that Jews can't eat it. Every dish is either shellfish or pork. All of it. Shrimp creole, crawfish etouffee, jambalaya, gumbo, boudin. You know how not kosher boudin is? It's made of ground up pork wrapped in pages of the Old Testament. And it's, delicious. Amazing. I've tried it. Worth going to Jewish hell. Jewish hell, it's 60 degrees, and you don't have a sweater, and your mom's there, and she's like, where's your sweater? But it's not so bad. It's a white-collar hell, you know? It's Catholic heaven. Jewish hell is Catholic heaven.
I was sitting on my couch, and a tooth dropped out of my mouth. Just dropped out of my mouth. I wasn't eating or drinking anything, just plop. Yeah, I thought like as you get older, things start to ache, like joints or your back hurts. No, stuff just falls off, just fall by, you know. just falls off. And the thing, when you go to the dentist and you're 18, it's much different than when you go on the dark side of your 30s. Because when you go, you're 18 years old, they want to fix you up. They said, let me put a tooth in there. Let's fix this up, get new siding, move that bus, go on and smile, Madison, live your life. When you go in there, like I go in there, it's fucking sad. The dentist is just like, sees that hole and says, do you want to just leave it? Like, just leave the hole? Do you even smile that much at your age? So, I just miss getting paid to lose my teeth. When I was a kid, I was paid to lose my teeth. And I found out that I have a broke tooth fairy because I would lose a tooth and then the tooth fairy would just put a check for $1 under my pillow. And then when I wake up, my mom's like, hey, do you mind not cashing that till Friday? I'm like, yeah, I don't have a bank account, Mom. I'm 6.
Someone else told me I should date older. You ever get that advice? They're like, you gotta go older, all right? Older guys are more mature, more likely to want to settle down. And yeah, they're not more mature. That's a lie. They're just tired, you know? That's it. Yeah, they're just at the perfect age where they just want to sit down, you know? Like, you just get a lazy boy in your apartment, you could trap one pretty easily. You just need one of those in Paramount Plus, I think. I heard they like Yellowstone. They love Kevin Costner. That's their guy. That's their favorite. I will say this, though. I don't mind dating older because I do think there are perks, okay? Like, you don't have to worry about them cheating on you, right? Because you could just read their phone from across the room. So, good luck. You know, you could try, but I'll read that before you hit send. So. And I like, personally, that they're more old school, okay? Because, like, I don't know if you know this. I'm a monogamous person, and turns out that's not cool anymore. Yeah, have you heard this term, ethically non-monogamous? You guys familiar with that? Clap if you heard that. A few people. Are those the single people in the room? Probably. Yeah, if you haven't heard this term, it's not really anything new. It's just a rebrand of being polyamorous, or European, I think. Something like that. That's the scale of it. And I have a lot of friends, they've been in closed relationships for years, okay? And now they're opening it up to other people, which, hey, if that's what you want to do it, okay? If that's what makes you happy, I'm happy for you, truly. But I am tired of hearing about it. Because I don't think my friends realize they're just bragging to me. Because this is the pitch they give me every time. They're always like, Erica, monogamy just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, okay? First of all, it's not natural, all right? Haven't you ever just been in love with 2 people at the same time? Yeah, and neither of them liked me. So, thank you for the reminder, yeah. There's 2 parts to the equation. I'm glad you guys don't think I'm judging them, by the way, because I don't. There's been times I've thought about it. I'm like, maybe they know something I don't, you know? Maybe the key to having an amazing partner is you just get 3 of them instead. You know, you got to diversify the portfolio, or whatever they say, you know? But mainly, I honestly think it might just be a millennial thing, where we're all looking around like, all right, well, between the 4 of us, we could afford a house. If we all chip in, I think we could do it, you know? And one guy keeps being like, I mean, hear me out. If we added in another woman, we could probably get granite countertops. I'd be like, screw it, I'm in. Add her in. I'll figure that out for granite. I will. Could add 1 more to the team.
You know that whole, you might get hit by a bus tomorrow? It's one of my favourite excuses for doing anything, because it excuses anything. Because it's like, could get hit by a bus tomorrow? Why not? I can do whatever I want because I could get hit by a bus tomorrow. But what I find weird about that saying is I don't know why it's always a bus. Like, the saying is a bus, right? You could get hit by a bus tomorrow. I don't know why that is, because, you know, a car would kill you, a train would kill you, but the saying is, and always has been, a bus. Why? Is there some rogue bus driver out there just hooning around, mowing down people who aren't living in the moment? That guy just bought a packet of seeds. You're And it only works in a city as well. Like, if you live in a little country town, you can't be like, what are you doing that for, Dave? Like, well, could get hit by a bus tomorrow. No, you couldn't. It's not here till next Wednesday.
I do like how when you go into a Starbucks, everybody's working on their dreams, but when you walk into a Dunkin' Donuts, no one's doing anything in there. Have you seen anybody work on anything in a Dunkin' Donuts before? No. They're all sleeping. Like, is this a heroin den? What is this? I was like, you guys should become a bus station. This is a shithole in here. So depressing. I saw a guy walk into a job interview with a Frappuccino once. I'm like, good luck, buddy. What a great way to tell your employer that you're responsible, like starting your day off with a milkshake. Like, okay. It had extra drizzle on it. Just to, like, hit it home. I was like, that's not the appropriate beverage to bring into a job interview. I feel like you should come in with a mug with coffee in it. Like, what a great way to project that you work there already. Like, oh, did you guys call? It has CEO on the mug. They're like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? You're like, it says it on the mug. You just have to project.
I like being married. Being married's fun. Me and my husband have a lot of fun together. I will say, I don't know if you can tell by the shape of my body, but I'm Irish Catholic. Is that a register? If you don't know what that means, if you ever walked past a white woman and you're like, no way I could push her over, you know, that's us. And that's sort of like a sturdy bunch. The stereotypes about Irish Catholic people are we drink and we fight. And I'm going to be honest, those are my big two. Okay, those are my two favorite things. And my husband hates to fight, hates it. And I will admit, sometimes I get a little overzealous. Like, my husband watches all of these classic rock documentaries. I don't know if there's any other white guys here tonight, huh? Any white guys? Woo, don't woo, not in this climate. Okay. Every single one of these classic rock documentaries, they're horrible to women. I don't know if you've ever seen any. Every single one, they're like, chick got pregnant, so we left her at a truck stop. Rock and roll, baby. And it makes me so angry. And recently, I walk in our bedroom. He's watching this classic rock documentary. Huge performance scene. Full band, one single woman on stage. And she was holding this little guitar. Okay, I can't. I know. This set me off. I was like, oh, the woman's gotta hold the little guitar. She got on the little guitar with the little woman arms. Huh? She can't hold a big guitar like you big strong man. She got on the little guitar. I'll never forget. He goes, honey, that's a violin. I go, oh, you're gonna mansplain me violins now. Unbelievable.
But I don't judge my life based on material possessions, mainly because I don't really have access to them. I judge my life based on achievements and milestones. Like, I don't mean to brag, but a little while ago, I hit the big time. I married an American, which is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me, according to Americans. They are so excited for me. Like, wow, you married an American. Your parents must be so proud. I'm like, they're a little concerned. They're worried about me. No, you could be an American now. Don't you want to be an American? Pew, pew, pew. I'm like, calm down. Okay, I don't have the confidence to be an American. I'm not qualified. Americans are confident people. Like, I was in America and I wanted to go to some fine dining restaurant, so I turned up at Pizza Hut. And a guy was coming outside and he held the door open for me. He said, after you, big dog. I'm 5'7". I've never been called big dog in my life. I'm like, me? He's like, yeah, come on through, big dog. I'm like, stop it. No, it's not me. I'm a little dog. Stop it. Get out of here. I'm not even a big, I don't even have a tail. Stop it. He's like, come on through. And he gave me a fist bump. And that confidence was contagious. All of a sudden, I felt that American confidence. And I felt 6 foot tall. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I am a big dog. I felt so confident. I walked into that Pizza Hut. I bought a family meal. That's how excited I was. My father-in-law was so pumped for me when I married his daughter. As a wedding gift, he bought me a Costco membership. That's a dowry in the state of Kentucky. That is, it's like, that's a Costco membership. You can go to any Costco around the world. I'm like, why would I go to Costco when I'm overseas? You can get the best bagels in Costco. You gotta buy 3,000, but they're the best bagels. You can get the best red wine from Italy in Costco. It's from a region in Italy called Kirkland. Kirkland, Italy. Best Italian wines. You can get a coffin in Costco. When I die, I want you to put me in that coffin, leave me in Costco, because that's my idea of heaven, amen. I'm like, mate, wait till you discover LD. You're gonna have a great time. No membership needed.
This is before I started pretending to be corporations. One day I was on a Facebook page called Warburton Farms, and they had pictures of cows. So I wrote to them and I asked if they host cow milkings. And they said, no, we don't have any dairy cows, only beef cows. I said, so the cows don't have milk? They said, yes, cows are mammals, so they have milk, but we do not milk them. And then my friend Phil commented, and he said, they just kill them. And it got one like. I was like, I wonder who liked that. It was Warburton Farms. What do you think about that one? That's a strange one, isn't it? It's an old classic. It's an old classic. So I had a City of Atlanta Facebook page for several years, and during having this Facebook page, the Super Bowl came to Atlanta. And during the Super Bowl, Pepsi was advertising all over Atlanta, which is weird because Atlanta is the home of Coca-Cola. It was invented there, and they have a museum about it. And so I said, we're working with officials to have these signs removed. Pepsi has no place in Atlanta. And someone messaged the page, said, ever heard of the First Amendment or maybe even capitalism, Atlanta? You may believe Coke is better, but Pepsi has every right to advertise in your arrogant city. We do not negotiate with terrorists. I used to live in Los Angeles, too. I had a City of Los Angeles Facebook page. I had that for a while. I was there during the beginning of the pandemic when everyone stayed at home, and so the roads emptied out. And then people in LA were flying down the empty streets. So I said, we understand you're enjoying the empty roads, but we need you to slow the down. Melissa's like, somebody's getting fired. Probably not. Does the city handbook allow for city employees to use profanity? Hell yeah. Keep those city ones in there? All right. All right.
Number one show on TV 6 years in a row was Man vs. Food. Yeah, they're doing it again. They got a new guy because the first one exploded or whatever. We don't need to do that show again. I learned everything I was supposed to learn the first time around. I watched that show as if it were a documentary meant to show America what will happen to your body if you eat unhealthy every day for 6 years. If you watch it like that, it works. You could leave here tonight. Go to YouTube. Do a search for Man vs. Food. Watch a clip from season 1, then immediately watch a clip from season 6. You'll notice a difference right away. That guy was way skinnier when he started, and he had an amazing vocabulary. Where'd that go? Watch season 1. He's very articulate. He's like, folks, there is a symphony of flavor going on in my mouth right now. When I bit down, I got heat from the peppers, I got sweet from the relish, little salt from the bacon. This place, they've done it, I'll tell you. They have made perfect harmony in the form of a sandwich. And then 6 years later, he's like, this is yummy. This is really good. It's too easy to eat terrible. It's everywhere, and I fall for it. I see some gimmick food, they're like, this is the most calories ever. And I'm like, I gotta try that. Wendy's has a sandwich called Son of Baconator. Their food is making babies when they're closed to sell the next day. Little sandwich children.
I celebrate the differences between Jews and non-Jews. If you don't think there are differences, you're out of your mind. There are. If you don't believe me, go to Home Depot. Go go to Home Depot. Home Depot is a code. It means Jews, you have no business shopping in here. Everyone that's not Jewish walks in there, they know exactly what they need. I need a 3x2 bipipe with reversible threading and a drip clamp, and the guy's gone. Jews walk into Home Depot, they look constipated. And then a half hour, does anybody work here? Does anybody work here out of pity, out of Rachmanis? They come over to help us. What are you looking for there, Jew? And we have no idea what the stuff's even called. I'm looking for the thing that goes inside. It's the piece that goes in before you put the other, you screw in the piece that's in. Oh, an anchor, that's it, an anchor. Beth, it's called an anchor. Yes, my neighbor, the guy, is gonna help me put shelves up, which is one of the nicest ways to use the word guy.
This is what's gonna happen, okay? We're just telling jokes. They're just jokes, okay? It's just comedy. Look, the word's right there, comedy, okay? Just let's all remember that. No one's allowed to get offended. A lot of people are getting offended very easily these days. And then everyone's just worried about saying the wrong thing. And I know that you are, because you do the same thing that I do. If you're driving along in your car, and you've got passengers in your car, and you answer a phone call, and it goes on speakerphone, the first thing you say is, just letting you know that you're on speaker and there's other people in the car. You may as well say, don't talk about the shit we usually talk about. There's other people here. They won't get our humour, they'll judge us. Everyone's terrified of offending. You can't offend Australians, you can't. You tried. You tried with Outback Steakhouse, you tried. You, America, how dare you? How dare you? Just a fabrication franchise throughout your entire country. That's a complete mockery of my whole culture. And you guys are totally fine with that, are you totally fine? What the f*** is a bloomin' onion? I've never heard of that in my life. It's a staple dish in this establishment. You all know it. It's a deep fried onion the size of a football. It's what they eat. It's what they eat down under, you know? We don't call it down under either, by the way. We're there. We're there. We don't call you up over or whatever you are. I'm not offended by Outback Steakhouse. I think it's hilarious. I don't care.
There's also people out there that review cat food. Here's the kicker. In character as their cat. Like, if you look it up, you can look it up when you get home, like Fancy Feast website. There's like reviews and they're like, every morning I go over to my bowl and I'm so excited to eat my Fancy Feast. It's and I assume they're writing it in character as their cat. Otherwise, Fluffy is a weird woman.
My entourage, my grandma and her friends, yeah, they're in their 90s, dude. You don't feel old around them. Like when I turned 40, I had a panic attack. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it, I'm 40. Around them, they're like, what? What? You're just a child. You're still a child. And I'm like, yeah, I'm still a child. But I feel bad for them because they don't have that in their life. Like when they turn 90, they don't have anybody making them feel better. Like they don't have a friend that's like 150 to tell them that, you know what I mean? When they're like, I can't believe it. I am 90. They don't have a 150-year-old friend like,
Clap if you have kids. Okay, now clap if you don't have kids. Okay, you don't have to celebrate that you don't have kids. I just wanted to know how many people didn't have kids. You don't have to. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, it's a lot of fun tonight, but you're gonna die alone. But no, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. Whatever. Like, do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. No, we already blew it. But no, I have a 5-year-old, and he's great. But he's in that age. He have a lot of energy, and kids of that age, there's two ways to stop them. You know, morphine or the phone. You know, and you know that the phone is bad for them. You know that it's poison for their brains, but it's so effective. You know that if you give a kid a phone and you, I don't know, take a walk for 3 days, and you come back, he's gonna be in the same spot, and he's probably gonna learn how to fish or something, you know. But I know that it's bad for him. I know, but at the same time, you have to find a balance in life. You know, you know that every minute I have the phone, he's getting dumber and dumber, but you have to be okay with it. You know, it's like, well, he's not gonna learn math, but I'm gonna finish this movie. You can't have everything in life, you know. I don't like to give him the phone, but sometimes we have done it. We were at a restaurant the other night, and we were like, okay, 5 minutes. You can have the phone for 5 minutes. And of course, they go to the darkest places on the internet right away. I don't know how they do it, but you're like, okay, you can watch 5 minutes of Baby Shark. A minute later, he's watching a shark eating a baby. I don't know how. I was like, okay, let's try to have a conversation. Let's try to pretend we still love each other while he's checking this video. And a little lady from another table just came running. She's like, beep, 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 beep. And sit down right next to my boy and start watching this video. And her mom just came running, like very angry. She came running, just grabbed the girl, and she's like, no, we don't do that. And we were like, what the f*** is wrong with this woman? I know what we're doing is wrong, but like, don't say it out loud, you know? Don't judge your style of parenting in a restaurant, mother. Like, and I look at this woman's face, and she was like the Oscar-winning actress Anne Hathaway. And I was like, calm down. It's not the movie The Princess Diary. Of course I didn't say that. I was like, thank you for looking me in the eye. Please insult me more. So stupid. I think kids of that age, they're so weird because they don't share any information about what's going on in their lives. You know, like in school specifically. Like every time I pick up my son from school, I'm like, hey, how was your day? And he's like, I don't remember. And he's like, how? I mean, you should remember everything. You're a kid. I just pick you up, and your brain is new. You have so much storage in your brain. But he's like, I don't remember. But the weirdest thing is, like, 3 hours later, he shared a piece of information about his day with no context. You know, we're doing something else. I don't know, we're having dinner. And he's suddenly like, Ryan cried. And it's like, what happened to Ryan? And he's like, I don't remember. So we think he killed Ryan. I think he's in a cult. That's all. That's what he starts sharing.
I think about having kids. I do. I'm 37. I could have kids. I think about it. Until literally every time I call my brother, who has 3 boys under the age of 12. Yeah. Every time I call him, 30 seconds into our phone call, his entire life turns into the back half of the film Point Break. We'll just be chatting along, and then out of nowhere, he's like, 1 second, what's in your hands? Show me those hands! One's on the roof, one's on the roof. Where'd you get a Nixon mask? That joke does better if you've seen Point Break. I think it's crazy how quickly in life we separate children on whether or not they have a chance at life. We do. You may be like, what do you mean? What I mean is reading groups. That's when there's 6 and we're like, split them up. These are the maybes and these are just keep them busy. But they don't say like which one's the smart group and which one's the dumb group. They're cute with it. They're like, you're the red group and you're the blue group. But even at 6, you know. You're like, shit. My group loves glue. We can't get enough of this stuff. We're doing like glue charcuterie, you know? Like, why don't you take the glue stick, dip it in some wet cement? Yeah, it freaking rocks, okay? Maybe we should read a little bit. And they're like, we would, but remember how last reading we glued all the books shut? Damn it. We did and it rocked. It was fun. I remember one time, our teacher went to split it up. She's like, red group over here, blue group over here. And my buddy was like, we're not the blue group, we're the glue group, right? And I was like, no. We shouldn't be proud of what we're doing. We should be ashamed. This story is just dedicated to the fallen brothers of the glue group. A lot of them aren't here anymore. Yeah, they blew up a lot of garages. Yep. They went out doing what they did best, guys. Just not reading instructions at all.
I try and be a real parent, right? And what I mean by that is try and be real. If I'm a little bit selfish during the birth of my child, I'll tell you, but I'm never going to claim to be perfect. I hate fake social media parenting. Make it seem like they're amazing parents. And what they do is they do this thing where they say things their kids have said. They post things that their kids have said. Oh my God, my son just said this and this is mental. And it's always some like socially conscious woke point that this 3-year-old has made. And you know that 3-year-old didn't say it because you met that 3-year-old. And that 3-year-old is a f***ing idiot. Last time I saw him, he was eating a pair of socks with a knife and fork and wearing potato waffles on his feet. So I don't know if he's making statements like that. You know what I'm talking about? It's parents who will say things their kids have said, so you think, oh, you've raised them so well. And then they blow up. These posts blow up. You know, some woman, you know, being like, was driving my daughter through Belfast earlier, and she said to me, Mummy, can I ask you something? And I said, darling, you can ask me anything. In brackets, that's a relationship we have. She said, Mummy, is that a man or a woman in the car beside our car? Is it a man or a woman? Because I'm not sure. And I said, yes. And she said, Mummy, thank you. I guess love is love. 12,000 likes. And you know it didn't happen, you know? Some guy being like, oh, I was driving my son to school today and he said to me, Daddy, can I have more pocket money? And I said, come on, son. There's a cost of living crisis on. There are people less fortunate than us. You know, not everyone gets bought the very expensive gifts that I'm able to buy for you and your brothers and sisters. Why do you need more money? You should actually be thinking of ways to give your money away. And my son said, like all the charity work you do, Daddy. And I said, son, I do not like to go on about that. And my son said, but Daddy, did you not do that abseil down that hotel in 2002? With your bad back, that must have been so sore. I said, son, shush. I said, son, why do you need more pocket money anyway? And he said, well, Daddy, I don't think we should just stop at walking a mile in the shoes of asylum seekers. He said, Daddy, I need more money because I want to buy shoes for asylum seekers. Daddy, I want to buy a pair of memory foam Skechers for a Syrian immigrant. That's what I want to do, Daddy. My wee man. He's 7 months old. You know that didn't happen because kids don't talk like that. My kids don't talk like that. If I tweeted and posted what my kid said, my 3-year-old, it would not go viral. It wouldn't change the world because he's not this like political-minded, woke guy. My 3-year-old just talks like a 3-year-old. I can't tweet this. My son said to me recently, I was driving him in the car. My son said, Daddy, can I ask you something? I said, yeah, mate, what do you want to know? He said, Daddy, being serious, do you think anyone has ever pricked their nose so hard that they died? I said, I don't know, we're looking that up. Let me tell you, we're looking that up when we get home. That is a cracker. Imagine. My wee man. You want to learn them stuff as well? Want to be a good teacher for my son, but you don't always know the answer straight away. I was driving my son recently. My son said, Daddy, can I ask you something? He's 3. I said, what do you want to know, mate? You ask me anything, I'll tell you the answer. He said, Daddy, see all the seas in the world? Is that all one sea, Daddy, or is it all wee different seas? I said, what? 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 Hell. What do you mean? Is it? What do you? Do you mean like is all the different seas I tell you about like on the wee map we have, like I show you them, like the Atlantic Sea, the Irish Sea, and the Mediterranean? I said, do you mean are they all like separate, like individual bodies of water, or is it all like all joined up seas? He said, yeah, Daddy, are they all different or is it all joined up? I said, I'm on the hard shoulder with the hazards on, right? I said, well, they have different names, so there would be different. We'll ask your mummy when we get home. We'll have a laugh for her trying to explain it. She won't know. Some adults wouldn't know that, and you should think about that because some adults don't. Shut up. And he started asking me more stuff, so I obviously I just put all the back windows down, sped up, because if you're on the motorway, once you hit 70, it goes in his wee ears, and he's so, Daddy, my ears are sore. I said, well, stop being weird. Like you guys know the answer. Yeah, it's a big giant sea. All joined up.
One kid smoked pot every day. Unbelievable. Pot. This kid would smoke it every morning, 9 o'clock, first period. Walk in stoned every day like I'm stupid. I can't tell you're stoned, it's 12th grade. You stick out like a sore thumb. Teachers aren't idiots. Then I thought about it. I think the only grade that kids could have smoked up before class and walked in without getting caught was kindergarten. That's the only grade. Think about it. You could have smoked up all you want before kindergarten. Stormed into class. No one would know. It took everybody an hour and a half to get their coat and boots off. You smoke up all you want. You'll be taking forever to get your boots off. So would everybody else. You'd be like, God, everybody's smoked up today. Look at this. Who's the dealer? Imagine being stoned at the age of 4. That would be hilarious. Trying to get that piece of crap $8 snowsuit off. Remember this thing from Kmart? Had one zipper. Started at your forehead. Couldn't breathe for the first 3 minutes of the day. Got stuck 15 times. You're stoned out of your mind, walking around going, God, it's hot. It's hot. It's June. Why am I wearing a snowsuit? This pot is screwing up my ability to recognize the seasons. What kind of crap zipper was that? One zipper. When only the left leg came out, remember? It started up here, wrapped around a couple times, in case it wasn't on tight enough, where we wrap it up. And then only the left leg, that's how it was made. People making it were like, let the little potheads figure it out. We don't need two zippers. So you're stoned out of your mind and you can't get it off. You're like, I can't get the right leg out. And you're dragging around your snowsuit. You think it's a dead body because of the pot. You're like, well, there's a dead body. You're getting tired. That's a great grade to be stoned. Miss, I'm tired. When's our nap? Oh. Did I miss snack time? I'm starving. I'm so hungry.
I don't know how to cook. I never learned. I should have. My mom tried to teach me growing up. I was arrogant about it. I was like, I don't need to learn this now. I know where the grocery store is. I'll figure it out when I'm an adult. And then I tried to do that and realized that is impossible because if you don't know how to cook, you also don't know how to shop because foods are not together in the grocery store. The grocery store is a place where someone has disassembled foods and hid the pieces all over a building. I gotta wander around a warehouse trying to reverse engineer tacos from memory. So like I could cook, but it would just be worse. And that's no good for anybody because groceries cost the same regardless of your skill level. I found that out as well. I can't cut a deal with the butcher. Like, listen, I'm gonna ruin these steaks, I promise. We're talking brown all the way through. I don't know how to make them pink in the middle. I've never seen it. Anybody could knock a couple of bucks off? But no, there's no such thing as training steaks. So my wife cooks, and in exchange, I do the dishes. I'm told this is a very common arrangement with successful couples, right? Cook people love bringing it up. If you're not gonna cook, you gotta do the dishes. That's fair, that's even, that's the trade. And while I am willing to do the dishes, I do not agree that this is an even trade. Now, I know there are dish people in this room right now that are hesitant to get on board with me because you are sitting with the cook person in your life. And that is fine. Stare straight ahead quietly. I'll say what needs to be said. Dishes sucks, all right, cooks? Sucks the whole time. It's not satisfying or fulfilling. There's no fun new dish recipes that we get to try. And it's even worse doing the dishes for someone who is cooking and knows that they will not be doing the dishes. Because this causes them to use every possible dish. I'll just put this mustard into a little bowl and then I'll put it in the pan. Just take it out of the jar and put it in the pan. For God's sake, run the spoon under some water for 3 seconds. Instead of just gluing it to the countertop. There you go, it lives there now. Get that off in the morning with a butter knife. Dishes is awful, right? It's what they threaten you with at a restaurant if you can't pay your bill. They don't mention the police. They're like, you're gonna have to do dishes, the worst thing in the world. Cooking's not even close. People love cooking, right? They devote their lives to it. There's entire TV shows where they watch other people do it. Every single one of the shows, they put a camera in their face. What are you gonna do if you win the cooking cook contest? And they all go, I'm gonna buy a restaurant so I can cook all the time. I love cooking. There is not one show devoted to dishes. We don't get a show. There's no show called Scrubbed. I'm like, all right, under this cloth, there's a bunch of dirty dishes. You can use any kind of sponge you want. Everybody ready? It's all cast iron pans. So my wife cooks, is what I'm telling you. And I'm the snack man, all right? I love snacks. I love choosing snacks. I like offering snacks. I like eating snacks. I like all snacks. I do have a favorite snack. I do think the top snack in the world is popcorn. Popcorn's number one. It is on top, in my opinion, because of its versatility. First of all, you do anything with popcorn. Whatever mood you're in, popcorn's got you covered, right? You can put cheese on it, caramel. You take a left into Savory Town, or you can drive down the road to Sweetville. Popcorn's riding shotgun the whole time. You don't even have to eat it. You can put it on a string for a wedding in a trailer park. I believe that popcorn is so good that it's the reason why we all have microwaves. Because they're not good at anything else. General Electric should be digging up Orville Redenbacher and kissing him on the lips every weekend. He sold every microwave in rotation today. If you think I'm lying, go look at a microwave. What does the top left button say? Yeah, it says popcorn, all right? It's above the numbers. Do you understand? They're like, don't do math, that's for burritos. We know why you're here. Microwave popcorn was incredible. It changed the game. And I think the reason why microwave popcorn was so successful is because some people in this audience may be old enough to remember what it was like to make popcorn at home before the microwave. Yeah, it was like cooking meth. It was insane. It was quite literally the most dangerous thing you could do on a residential property. Parents would be like, get the kids out of the kitchen, I'm making popcorn in here. Turn their faces away from the oil. By the way, I'm pretty sure our insurance doesn't cover this. So if anything goes wrong, I was baking a pie. A corn pie. You also.
Women love cards, though. They love it. My girlfriend loves it. You ever give your wife or your girlfriend a card out of the blue, too? They just freak out. They do. Hey, honey, here, I picked up some milk, and oh, yeah, I got you a card. You got me a card? Do you have any idea how many headaches? Apparently not. No, I didn't know. This means you were thinking of me. How long ago were you planning this? Like a month? Yes. Which is another lie, right? Guys buy cards 5 minutes before we give them to you. We fill them out at a stop sign, right? Yeah, I love you, whatever. Couple XOs on the bottom, underline a couple words, right? Then we throw out the little brown bag and the receipt, because that's evidence. You don't want to get caught with that. I've been in the car. You get back in there with your girlfriend 5 minutes later, unexpectedly. You didn't expect for her to be there, and she finds it. You idiot, you bought this card 21 minutes ago. And you got a Butterfinger first, you fat ass? You know what this card about the card? They don't represent real life. That's the problem. These cards you get are ridiculous. The big sunset with the two deer drinking out of the pond, creating the ripples of water. That's not our life. It should say, I'm fat, you're fat. See you in the kitchen in 10 minutes. Cards are important to them, though, because, and getting, more importantly than just getting a card, is getting the right card. It's got to be like a mood thing and everything. It's got to be the right card for the right moment. They really put their time and effort into getting cards. You ever been stuck behind a woman at Hallmark? When they're shopping for a card, it's like a chess move to them, right?
Oh, my family loved me. I was loved, I was cared for, but they didn't know what to make of me. My father didn't tell me he loved me till I was 25 years old. And I moved. I moved from New York to California, and I would end every phone conversation by saying, all right, I gotta go, love you, Pop. And I didn't hear anything for about 6 months. Then one day I said, all right, I gotta go, love you, Pop. And I heard, hey, a walk's as good as a hit. Once I forgot to say it. I'm like, all right, I gotta go. Hey, you forget something. Oh yeah, I love you, Pop. Then after about a year and a half, I'm like, all right, I gotta go. I love you, Pop. Yeah. Yeah. I love you too. Oh, that was big. That was huge for him. My father was tough. We had a sink in our garage. He used to wash up after work. He would clean the dirt under his fingernails with a hunting knife. And that's when he would talk to you like, how was school today?
Good, Daddy. It was real good.
School's very important. You're not there to mess around. You're here to get an education. I find you messing around in school, I'm going to be very upset. You understand me?
Oh, yeah. They might let me teach next week. That's how well things are going for me.
Yeah. Yeah, my father was my hero. Him and Spider-Man. Because Spider-Man was just a kid from Queens that got bit by a radioactive spider. I'm from Queens. There were spiders in the basement. My mother had a microwave. Don't you think I tried? My mother goes, there's spiders in the microwave! Yeah, it doesn't work. My mother's in one of those 55 and over communities, you know, with the guard. Apparently, she can't be left unattended or she'll spread guilt and lasagna throughout the neighborhood. So. And the guard is older than she is. The guard's an old dude with a bow tie. I'm like, man, how secure do you feel knowing Orville Redenbacher has the left flank? Are you kidding me? And he's one of these guys, it's a power trip. Every time I go to see my mother, he's standing in the street like this. Halt. Really, Larry? Halt? What are you, at a Nazi border crossing? Get out of the way, I gotta take my mother to the foot doctor. Yeah, I don't get to see her as much as I'd like to, my mom. But I call every other day. And here's the 3 beats in any phone call with my mother. What she ate, who's dead, and what's wrong. Yeah. Hi, Ma. Hi, Adam. I made a chicken. Do you remember Laverne Falcone? No, Ma. Good, because she's dead. Then she starts with what's wrong. Now, what's wrong takes a while, but she really doesn't need you there. You just need to hum to keep her going, like, So I put her on speaker and I just get stuff done around the house. I did my laundry once. I cut the whole lawn with her in a headphone. She had no idea. I went through security at JFK with my mother on the speaker in the bin. Shoes off, belt off, she's still going, man. I don't know what it is. My feet keep swelling up. They're getting bigger and bigger every damn day. They're wanding me right now, and the toenail is starting to change color. I'm a little concerned about that, I gotta be honest with you. The guy wanding me looks up and says,
You know, my mother had the same thing. It could be the gout. Ask her if it's the gout.
Ma, you think it's the gout? It's not the gout, you stupid.
Look, I'm sorry I brought it up. Have a safe flight. You're good.
Yeah, that's my family. That's the drama in my family. You have anyone in your family just has drama in their voice? To this day, I call up my brother Johnny. I go, hey, Johnny, it's me. I can't talk right now. Then don't pick up your phone. What the hell are you yelling at me for? Every moment in my childhood was a crisis. It didn't matter how insignificant. Everything was a tragedy. It was like growing up in an opera. It was like, you took my keys. You took my keys. I know you took my keys.
I did not. I did not. I did not.
The toilet's clogged. Again. Bring me the plunger. I will fix it.
Get it yourself. Get it yourself. I am not your slave.
I will plunge a toilet. I will plunge a toilet.
What do I see?
It's my keys.
And so I have like 4 old dude male comic friends who I swear to God are nice enough guys. But they have recently said to me that you can't even flirt anymore, man. You can't even flirt. You talk to a woman, she thinks you're harassing her. And I have this to say. Are you sure you're flirting? Because I've never flirted in my life. I am married, but not because of any interpersonal skills, right? I'm married because of online dating. Online dating is the last bastion of you can go somewhere and look at each other and both of you go, well, I would make out with that. Would you make out with this? And then you move forward from there. And that's why I'm married. Prior to internet dating, I had 2 ways of hitting on guys, and one of them was stone cold sober. If I liked a guy, I would stand next to him for years. Absolutely never successful. Second way, I'd get liquored up. I'd go to the bar. I'd walk up to any promising dude and go, this needs a tune-up. You want in? Neither one of those is flirting. One of them is harassment. Right here. How do we know? How do we know? Because of how the men would respond. That's how we know. Almost all of them said, ew, no. And then some of them said, sure? We then proceeded to have what can only be called consensual but regrettable sex. I don't know. And then I looked up the definition of flirting. Flirting is harassment. That's the definition. It's either successful harassment or unsuccessful harassment. The best definition of flirting I read was this one: an interaction with another person wherein you make the other person feel good about themselves. Ooh, who's doing that? And then I realized who's doing that, and it's my dad. My father is an aluminum siding salesman, though vinyl is final, steel is for real. Still selling Elliott Cation, Milwaukee, windows, doors, anything you need, roofing. But I recently found out that he hit on one of my best friends, Maria Bamford, at my wedding. Now, in his defense, at my wedding, Maria Bamford was a tiny 35-year-old blonde woman, which is his favorite kind of person. But she told me this, and I was like, I'm so sorry. And she said, don't be sorry. He didn't touch me. He didn't even say anything weird. I just got the impression that he thought I was pretty. I was like, that's that crazy definition of flirting. How did he do it? She goes, I have no idea. So, the last time I was home, I had dinner with my dad, and then I had breakfast with my dad. And at breakfast, I said, you hit on Maria Bamford using some weird skill. What was it? He was like, it's a sales technique, Jackie. It's called the post-close warm-up. I've been trying to teach all you kids how to do it since you were born. Is anyone listening to me? He said, I hit on the waitress. We went out to dinner last night. We hit on the waitress last night using the post-close warm-up. You were there. And I was like, I remember you hitting on the waitress, Dad. I also remember it not being successful. And he goes, it's not always going to be successful. It's a waitress. That is a hostage situation. She keeps going away. You can't build any kind of momentum, but you got to practice on someone. By the way, going to dinner with your 84-year-old father in Milwaukee, we're talking Outback, 4:30. Okay. The waitress came to the table. My father looked at the waitress and said, you are very good looking. You look very familiar. Are you an actress? You are very good looking. You look very familiar. Are you an actress? And she said, no, I'm a waitress. What would you like to drink? He got the coffee. She goes away. She comes back. My dad goes, you just seem so familiar to me. I feel a connection with you. Maybe we've met before. And she goes, maybe. I meet a lot of people. What would you like to eat? He got the steak. She goes away. She comes back at the end of the meal. My father goes, well, it's been very nice meeting you. I hope I see you around again. And she goes, maybe. Here's the bill. Now, there are 3 beats to this thing. The first beat you say in a non-threatening general way, well played. Nice work. Second beat, you say, I feel a connection with you. I'm kind of sorry we've never met before. Third beat, my dad's like, very important. Third beat, you gotta let it go. Gotta let it go. You give it a shot. You say, well, it's been very nice meeting you. I hope I see you around again. If she's interested, she will talk more to you. You will start another round, and eventually, you will sell that woman windows. I love my father a great deal. And if you were to look at him objectively, actually, I don't recommend that. I recommend you look at him subjectively through the love in my eyes because he's very smart. He's very good with money. He loves talking to people. Actually, like 3 weeks ago, he calls me up and he's like, so I'm watching TV and at the commercial, there's an opportunity to get a free $100 square pillow. I was like, yeah? He goes, yeah. So I called him up and I was like, I'd like my free square pillow. And he said, well, give us your information. I did. I hung up. Moments later, guy calls back, different guy, to sell me a $6,000 electric bed. And I was like, yeah, that's what that's for, Dad. He's like, I know. I talked to him for like 90 minutes. And it was great, $6,000 electric bed. Talked him down to $3,600. And then he finally said, you know, you give me $100 over the phone and then send me $100 a month. We'll bring the bed over to your apartment. And I said, you know, I'm 84. I'm going in tomorrow for a heart surgery. If I live, I'll call you back. Click. So he's like, the guy was a pretty good salesman. I think I saved like 3 old people having to talk to that guy. He's very good at a lot of different things. Like he's my brother Russ, who lives in Milwaukee, hangs out with him all the time. He's like, sometimes Dad will tell me that if I get a certain stock in like a week and a half, I can turn it around and make like 10 grand. And I remember the first time he told me that, I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, you should. Don't bother though. And my brother Russ is like, why wouldn't I? No, I want to make 10,000. Why wouldn't I do that? He's like, well, there's not really fun in that. It's because you could make $250,000 if you invest in this other stock. And some sort of mousetrappy kind of Rube Goldberg thing happened, where like a swan came by and rolling a bowling ball. You could make like $250,000. And my brother Russ goes, I think I'm just gonna do the $10,000 thing, Dad. And my dad's like, it's boring, but okay. So he's done it like 6 times, and he has like a Scrooge McDuck pile of money. And I was like, hey, Russ, you got 5 siblings over here. When Dad tells you something like that, why don't you call the rest of us? And my brother Russ goes, why don't you call your dad more often? He's not wrong. I did call my dad not long ago, and I was talking to him, and I said, I just making conversation. And I said, I turned down a gig. And he goes, you just turned it down. And I said, yeah, didn't want to do it, Dad. And he goes, what was the first thing I taught you? And I was mad because I didn't like his tone of voice. And so I said, I don't know, pick up other people's change. And he became very angry since he's never said that. He said, no, the first thing I taught you all was never say no without a number. And I was like, that does sound familiar. What the heck does it mean? He goes, you don't say no. You say, I'd love to do that. I'm going to need, and then you pick a giant number. And I was like, 17 grand. He's like, that's a good number. He's like, odd number, strong. He's like, He's like, I would love to do that. I'm going to need $17,000. And then they say, oh my gosh, we don't have $17,000. And then you say back, well, thank you so much for thinking of me. If your budget ever goes up, keep me in mind. But know that my prices are always rising, so you can turn it down in perpetuity. And I was like, that's the greatest thing in the world. I'm totally going to do that. And I tried to do it, and I did it wrong. I asked for $2,000 and I got it. So I called my dad and I said, never say no without a number didn't work, Dad. And he goes, yeah, every experience is a learning experience. What'd you ask for? And I said, $2,000. He said, now, you know what you learned? Everyone has $2,000. Yes. And now I have $2,000, but I have to go to Montana in February. My dad is very much an old school capitalist, right? He thinks that there are tools on the table. You either use them or they get used against you. Actually, in his case, there's a third option. He is bored and he uses them on your behalf. It is a lot like trying to iron something poorly in front of your mother, and then she takes the iron and does it for you. That's what happened. My dad lives in what he calls an old people apartment building, and I was like, Dad, you're 84. What's old to you? And he goes, Dead. Dead is old. Any day of the week, you can get a free DVD player in this building. And, he says, okay, so I'm walking by the common area, and inside the common area, there's an old guy, like 94, 95 years old. He had just gotten out of the hospital. He had just had surgery, and he has Medicare. He has secondary insurance, but he was kind of freaking out. He was almost crying because he had gotten 2 more bills, one from the hospital, one from the surgeon, for more money, for like $30,000, $35,000, and he was really upset. My dad pauses, and he goes, can you believe people think they got to pay hospital bills? And I was like, Dad, they're bills. People pay bills. And he's like, not a hospital. You die owing a hospital money. That's a win right there. You send them $5 a month. You're trying. They can't do anything. Can't put a lien on anything or garnish your wages. And if that hospital gets any kind of federal funding, they have to do a certain amount of sliding fee scale billing. They don't want to give you the paperwork, but eventually, I'm like, pardon me, Mr. Incredible, while I take notes and tell several hundred people in Minnesota. You ever see The Incredibles? The most heroic moment of The Incredibles was when that guy finds that paperwork for that old lady. And the rest of the movie, quite nice. But that movie, heroic. Okay. My dad says, I can't handle it. So I go in and I tell the guy, I'm like, get the bills, get your checkbook, we'll come into my apartment, we'll take care of this. So they go back into my dad's apartment, and then my dad gets to call the hospital billing. Fun! It's his favorite thing. So he calls the hospital billing, and he's talking to this woman. He's like, I'm talking to this woman, and I was like, so my buddy owes you $17,000. I'm sitting next to him. You're never going to see this money. And the hospital billing lady's like, but he was in the hospital. And my dad's like, you've already been paid twice. Medicare, secondary insurance, you're triple dipping. I'm sitting right next to him. He's not going to make it. He's barely sitting up. He was in the hospital just a minute ago. Did you know that? The woman goes, he's not going to make it? Well, could he give us like $600 over the phone with a routing number and then we'll write it off? And my dad's like, yeah, we could totally do that. So they give him a routing number and they hang up. And my dad goes, now we're going to go talk to the surgeon. He's right here in Milwaukee. I'll drive. Lincoln Town Car, 99. They get into the car at around 4:30 in the afternoon on a Thursday. They drive to the surgeon's office. And my dad goes into the surgeon's office. He goes up to the receptionist and says, my buddy owes you $15,000. He's here. He's got his checkbook. We'd love to talk to the surgeon. The receptionist is like, please come and sit down. So it's 4 to 5 on a Thursday. And my dad is like, starts in with the surgeon. He's like, yeah, you're never going to see this money. Look at this guy. He can barely sit up. He just had surgery. And the surgeon's like, but I did the surgery. He's like, you're triple dipping. You're never going to see this money. Surgeon lasted almost an hour 15. Finally said, give me $200, get the heck out of my office. So they write the check. And they're driving home. And my dad goes, so we're driving home. And I say to the old guy, let's stop at McDonald's and get a senior coffee. You could buy me a senior coffee. Get this, guy would not buy me a senior coffee. 59-cent senior coffee, guy wouldn't do it. And I was like, Dad, why would that guy want to spend another heartbeat with you? You just spent 5 hours telling anyone who would listen that he was a dead person. He's like, yeah, but I just saved him like $30,000. And I was like, did you do it for the coffee? And he's like, yeah. I don't need to get paid a lot. I just need something. Anyway. My father he's a good guy. When I had breakfast with him, he said, your Uncle Johnny's son Jimmy has the dream job. And I was like, yeah? I'm on TV sometimes, Dad. What's the dream job? And he goes, he drives a cement truck. I was like, wait, that's the dream job? And he goes, yeah, the truck that spins? He gets to drive that truck. I was like, yeah, that's the dream job? He said, yeah, he gets to drive up into buildings and pour cement. I'm like, wait, driving a cement truck is the dream job? And my dad goes, it's the truck that spins, Jackie. So inside of my very sophisticated 84-year-old father is a toddler who would desperately like to drive a concrete mixer. I have been corrected.
A really strange thing happens to you when you become a father, which is that you just sort of drift into the background of your family and you become wallpaper. There's 4 members of my family, and I'm in 4th place. Growing up, my dad would always say, I'm the LVP of our family. And I'd say, no, you're not. You're just a fucking drama queen. But now that I'm a dad, I so get it. I so get it. My wife's happiness, my boy's happiness, it genuinely matters more to me than my own. As a father, your job is to pay for everything and shut the up about it. But it really dings your psyche to go from first place to last so quickly. It really messes with your head, and that's why all of our dads were so weird. Everyone in this room's dad was so weird. Growing up, my dad would get up every morning at 4 a.m. and take a bath. That's weird. That's really weird. But now that I'm a father, I've never understood anything so much in my entire life. I'm like, Dad, yes, get your bath time, dude. Because you know what never asked for a piece of bread with peanut butter on it, and then when you gave it to them, said that they didn't like peanut butter or bread? The sunrise never did that, and neither did that fucking bath. Here's my thing. Here's how I've changed. Now that I'm a father, I can't talk to waiters fast enough. I just want a dialogue with every waiter. I want to see and be seen by waiters. And I was never rude before, but it was perfunctory. I was just trying to get the food or whatever. But now, I just want to talk. That's how lonely I am. Like if I clean my plate, you know what I mean? Like I enjoyed the meal or whatever, and the waiter comes to retrieve it, I'm the guy now who's just like, guess I didn't like that at all. Like, what the happened to me? I used to be kind of cool. Here's my move. Here's my opening line with waiters. Here's what I do. I'll say, hey, what's good to eat here? Yeah, I put the ball in their court. Hey, what do you like to eat here? What a culinary trust fall that is. You know, it's a thrill ride. Because you have to eat whatever they suggest after asking them. What kind of maniac asks the waiter what's good to eat here and then summarily rejects whatever they say? Hey man, what's good to eat at this restaurant? What do you like? Oh my God, out of all the restaurants I've ever worked at, the chef does the best fish and chips I've ever had in my entire life. Oh really? I'll get the BLT, you idiot. We're landlocked, Kenny. What is the chef, a wizard with frozen cod? The out of here. But here's the thing, you don't even have to be at a sit-down restaurant to pull that move. You can pull it anywhere if you're lonely enough. The other day, I was at a Jimmy John's. I broke it out. at the kid working. I go, hey man, what's good at this Jimmy John's? Hey dude, what do you like at this Jimmy John's? He thought about it for a second. He was like, the chips. He couldn't think of a single sandwich he was willing to get behind. But he was all in on the chips, and everyone in this room knows he's f***ing right. Those chips are delicious. They're crunchy, they're not too greasy, there's a lot of them. One bag of Jimmy John's chips is almost enough to make you forget about that photo of the CEO shooting an elephant. Jimmy John's, where the secret ingredient is ivory. I'll do it again. Jimmy John's, where the secret ingredient is ivory. That's the teaser. I could feel it. Chop it up. Send it to Netflix. They'll be like, no thanks. That desire to be seen and recognized as a father, I don't think it gets better with time. I think just the opposite, it only gets worse. Because I was recently at an ice cream shop with my son, and we walked in, and the only other customers in the shop were some grandparents who had a grandchild about my son's age, and the kid working the register. And they were in line in front of us, and the little boy in line in front of us had to go to the bathroom, and the grandmother took him to the bathroom, leaving the grandfather alone, and it was this dude's time to shine. And he looked to make sure that the door had shut. And we waited till it closed, and then he just leaned in, and he goes, you know, I used to work at an ice cream shop too. Yeah, Rhode Island, 1969. And the girl looked at him like, I'm 15 and don't understand what's happening right now. And he goes, let me ask you something. My grandson, he's gonna spill all down the front of his shirt and make a goddamn mess. You guys got a bib back there I could put on him, maybe try to salvage the situation a little bit? She's like, bibs? No, we don't have bibs. I could give you 100 and possibly thin napkins. And he was like, don't have any bibs. Don't have any bibs. Okay, all right. How about this? Do you have one of the necklaces with the two clips on either end that you could clip around a to-go cup and I could sort of rig around his neck like a horse with a feeding bag type scenario? And me and the girl looked at each other like, what f***ing ice cream shop did you work at? That these were ever options at all. And then the grandma came out and he was like, oh, gotta go. And he like ran back to the shadow that he exists in. And I so wish that grandma had not emerged in that moment so I could have seen how batshit this was about to get. It's like, you don't have the horse feeding bag thing either? Okay, all right. How about this? You got one of them mesh sacks you can put 5 to 7 to-go pints into and then string around your torso like a bandolier from the Spanish-American War? You don't have that either? Huh. All right, how about some sprinkles in the shape of various U.S. Navy ships? We'll just be on our way. No? Well, then just have the kid come out from the back, sing as Jeremiah was a bullfrog, and we'll go. I thought this was an ice cream shop. And that's when I realized there's no fucking way this guy ever worked at an ice cream shop. He's just a weird old man who wants to talk to anybody. I could follow this dude around for days, and he would pull the same sad grift everywhere he went. I could see him the next day at a coffee shop. He just leans in. He's like, I used to work at a coffee shop too. Yeah, New Hampshire, 77. And back then, they didn't call us fancy baristas neither. We were the Cup of Joe boys, and we didn't take any shit. And let me ask you a question. You still do the promotion where if the customer rips off their shirt and you pour a scalding hot pot of coffee on their chest and they don't cry out in pain, it's free? Because I accept! You know, I used to be an astronaut too. Yeah, International Space Station, 88. And let me tell you something, wasn't all kumbaya neither back then. If you saw a Ruski coming down the hallway, you ripped his helmet off and you shoved him out the exit hatch so his head would explode, because he'd do it to you if you had half the chance. January 6th. He's at the Capitol. You know, I tried to overthrow the government once too. Yeah, Oregon, 91. And back then we weren't taking selfies at Nancy Pelosi's desk. We were writing manifestos and we were blowing up post offices. Now let's hang Mike Pence. You guys call your grandpas. If you're not talking to them, Fox News is, and it's getting pretty weird. It's getting pretty weird.
I respect all of y'all and your money, hell yeah. Any poor people make it out, what's up? Hell yeah, thank you for coming out, thank you. But next time somebody asks you if you're poor, don't say nothing. That's why you're poor in the first place. You keep saying it out loud, stop that. Be cool and quiet like the riches over here. Cool and quiet, yeah. I like that, man. Rich people never tell you how much money they got. They never tell you they rich. You ask them a direct question, they give you an indirect answer, you know? You got money? Oh, we're all equal. You know, that's not what I asked. I asked you if you had money, you know? That's why sometimes I gotta ask in a different way, you know, ask smoothly, subtly, be cool. Be like, hey man, you play golf? What's up? You a golf player? How you doing? All right. Golfers, man, they're always coy too. They're all, I play, but I'm not that good, you know? I'm a member, but I never go, you know, that kind of like, so cute. You never meet like a loud golfer, right? Like a cocky golfer, right? Come off the green like, man, I golfed the out of that round. Like I've never met.
So I'm in therapy. Anybody here in therapy? Oh, wow. That's a nice response. Usually it's just one person that's like, help. I'm like, oh. Let's talk to you. Yeah, I think therapy is amazing. But I guess not everybody always needs therapy. Some people do need therapy. And you can usually tell who those people are because they say things like, I don't need any therapy. I prefer to be a burden to my loved ones.
All I'm saying is I've been getting a lot of bar fights because I don't think... You can't tell me you love the First Amendment and tell me I can't criticize the troops because I'm going to stand here as an American also and tell you I don't think Navy SEALs should be ticklish and... And there's always some guy with like a grunt-style t-shirt at the other end of the bar like, why not? It's endearing. No, it's a weakness. And it shouldn't be tolerated. You're telling me these are the best of the best and all it's gonna take is a big feather to get them to spill the beans? It's unacceptable, unacceptable. Navy SEALs shouldn't be ticklish, and also, you shouldn't qualify for the CIA if you've ever fallen for a surprise party. That should just be the test. That should be one of the tests. Oh, I thought we were just going to Nana's house. Yeah, on your birthday! If everybody yells surprise and you're like, I had no idea, then the surprise is you need to find a new career. I will say this, politically speaking, I will say this. I think that the last 8 years in this country has really ruined the president's been kidnapped genre of action movie. I will say that it has deflated my enthusiasm. Man, that was a fun movie 10 years ago. That was fun. Oh, you'd go right to the cinema on Friday. The president's been kidnapped. Oh no, who's gonna save him? Channing Tatum? I hope his shirt doesn't come off. We were excited for those. You can't make that movie now. That movie does not have the steam it once held. The president's been kidnapped. Well, yeah, I mean... It's not good out there. People aren't happy, man. Inflation's out of control. Well, what are the kidnappers asking for? Health care? Yeah.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'll watch it, but I'm not rooting for who you want me to root for. Oh, they saved him? Okay, that's cool. Why my premium still through the roof? I'm not going to the sequel, I'll tell you that.
I'm very grateful for that. We just celebrated 4 years of marriage, going 4 years strong. Sure, yeah. That's an appropriate amount of applause. It's not that long, really. I've had these jeans longer. But so far, so good. And, you know, I do think we've been together 7 years all in, and it feels like we're just now entering into that next phase where, like, we went to a friend's wedding recently, and we saw the newlyweds just, you know, all over each other, and we were like, that's gonna fade. That's... You excited to go home tonight and not touch? Me too. I booked us separate beds. Feels good, right? Like a rite of passage, we've earned it. But I do love the newlyweds, you know, I love going to weddings and stuff. Do we have any newlyweds in the room right now? Oh, right here, I saw you, man. What's your name? Trevor and Gina. Did you get married here in Salt Lake or where? In Draper. It's Salt Lake City? Oh, is it, he's just like letting you know, he's like, it's like the nice part. Is that what he's doing? Is that what he's doing? And did y'all honeymoon? Where'd you go? Scottsdale. Okay, so that kind of brought it down a notch, didn't it? Yeah. We're from Draper. No, but I had a refund from a spring break trip, so. What do you want? No, that's great, y'all. Jenna, how was the wedding day? Everything you dreamt of? Beautiful? Amazing day? Okay, you plan everything? This isn't like a therapy session. It was just... We're taping a special. All I needed was, yes, my wedding was great. She's like, in the Mormon culture, it's really a lot of work. I don't care. But if it really is that much work, you should have put a lot more effort into the honeymoon. I'm gonna be honest about that. Babe, we've got a putting green for you. Okay, but I just want this for the special. Can you just answer this question? Yeah. Can you? Okay, okay. Okay, all right. Gina, how's the wedding? Everything you hoped to dream of? Beautiful day? Oh my God, give it up for her. I'm so glad. Good, good. Happy for you. I love a good wedding. I love going to weddings. I loved our wedding, but they're kind of this cookie cutter event, right? It's kind of the same thing every time, you know? And people try to get creative with these new trends. I put my foot down on a few of these Katie wanted to do. Like, y'all ever been to a wedding and you're just waiting to like go inside, but first they have to announce the bridal party in like an NBA starting five? You know, like, welcome to the stage, Carly and Ethan. Sit down. Grow up. I can't do it, fellas. I've been to so many weddings, way too many, 10 plus weddings. I can't do it. If I have to go to another Joseph A. Banks to get fit for a suit, I'm gonna lose it. Fellas, you ever been measured for a suit and the guy measuring you, his suit doesn't fit? You're just up there in MC Hammer pants. Or can we stop the thank you notes? No more thank you notes, please. Right? We need to stop acting like a wedding is a gift and a thank you. No, it's just a transfer of goods and services. You give me free party, I give you cookie sheets, we're done here. We're done. That's why if you invite me to a dry wedding, I'm gonna mail you an invoice. I'm gonna invoice you. In my time. But you know, every good wedding has good music, so we thought we'd add to it. Can you give it up for Alan, who's on the keyboard over there? On the grand. This is a song we wrote called White People Weddings. Hope you enjoy it. This wedding's not like other weddings around. I know you spent a lot of time on your big day. You tried so hard to stand out from the crowd, but this wedding is literally exactly the same. But I know that this is your special day. I don't want to rain on your parade, but Jenna, I don't know what to say. But this looks like Pinterest got puked on by Joanna Gaines. White people weddings, your creepy uncle's drunk. White people weddings, your black friends don't know what's up. White people weddings, can we play something other than Uptown Funk? White people weddings. We having a good time tonight, Utah? What a beautiful day, celebrating forever. Coming all this way has been an honor. What do I get in return for all my time and effort? A thank you note 8 months later. A thank you note 8 months later. I can tell you did not mean the thank you at all. You just inserted my name into a 3-sentence template. I can tell your wife forced you to write it. Come on, you know the words. White people weddings, shut that baby up. White people weddings, honestly the flower girl sucks. White people weddings, cash bar, are you poor? What? White people weddings. Thank you. Thank you.
And then I moved to Los Angeles, where Halloween starts in the middle of August. It's 150 degrees. I took my kids to the pumpkin patch. It was just pies. They start the season really early because it makes a lot of money. So they get in there. And when you go into like CVS or Walgreens, when they start to decorate for Halloween, they always lead with the big 3 monsters: Dracula, Frankenstein, and older woman. She doesn't even have to be in a witch's hat. Doesn't need it. Older woman. Can your heart stand the shocking facts of what time and gravity do to the female face? And the horror you'll feel when they leave the house? The big 3, Dracula, Frankenstein, and Nana. And I love horror movies, you know, that's where I grew up on. Do you love horror movies? You have a favorite horror movie? Get Out? I like Pretty Woman. You thought I said horror. Understandable, no. No, I like Get Out. Have you ever seen Blackula? Blackula is fantastic. 1972, William Marshall plays Blackula. The first scene in Blackula, Dracula bites a black guy. This is easily anticipated if you know the name of the movie you're watching. And then Dracula goes, I christen you Blackula. And they cut. And I wish they would just hold it for 5 more seconds. So you can hear Blackula go, ha ha ha. What the did you say my name was? Just to watch Dracula backpedal. Look, as the king of vampires, I come from a position of privilege that I clearly didn't take into consideration when I made that joke, which is not indicative of my feelings in any way. I won't even eat Count Chocula. Like, I'm committed. I want you to know my truth. That's what this is about. And then all the bros with podcasts will drag Dracula for backpedaling to Blackula. Gotta double down on that all the time. You gotta just double down. That's the problem. There's no real men anymore. But for all you real men listening, here's a commercial for a pill that will give you a
I did a BuzzFeed poll earlier this year. I cannot stop thinking about it because it was the most vague question I've ever seen in my life. The question was just, what's the scariest thing? That's it. What's the scariest thing? And they had all these options you could choose from. It was like shark attack, bungee jumping, spiders. It was like all these things. But the number one answer, by like a 40% margin, the number one answer was public speaking. Isn't that crazy? That means like what I'm doing right now is braver than being in the US military. Look, and I'm not saying that. I'm just saying most people say that. You know what's crazy? I've only gotten beaten up once in my life. Isn't that incredible? What a streak. How is that possible? I do that joke every night. Nothing. I think about the time I got beat up a lot, because it was a perfect crime. I weirdly have respect for the person who beat me up. I got beat up in 12th grade. I got beat up at the Minnesota State Fair by a Minnesota State Fair employee. Yeah. Every summer, my friends and I, we would go to the fair, go to the Midway. I'm sure you probably know, on the Midway, there's a sort of notoriously janky haunted house, right? So every year, my friends and I would go into this horrible, dilapidated haunted house, and we would roast it. You know what I'm saying? Just 4 boys criticizing the lighting, the set design, the acting, real bad boy shit. So yeah, it was our senior year. It was like one of those high school movies, kind of bittersweet. We were like, we're all going to different colleges. This might be the last time we roast this haunted house together. We gotta savor this moment. And we walk in, and they go way faster than me. So I'm by myself, just criticizing left and right. And I turn a corner, and this guy dressed up as a werewolf gives the worst performance you've ever seen in your life. He jumps out. This is legit. He was just like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, come on, dude. I was like looking at him through the holes in his mask. I was like, that was the worst werewolf I've ever seen. And I've been to a lot of these, okay? You really got to step it up. That was pathetic. And he fucked me up. Like, he just kicked the shit out of me. It was crazy. He threw me against the wall. He's punching me in the ribs, slamming my head against the wall. Like, and you never expect that from a werewolf. I was getting beaten up, and people were walking by. I was begging people, passersby, get this werewolf off of me, please help me, I'm really getting hurt, help me. No one would help me, and it took me so long before I realized, of course no one's helping me, because they're turning the corner and they're just like, damn, they really stepped it up this year. That looked like a real werewolf attack. That little girl was really, really crying.
This is 100% true. So when my daughter was about 4.5, my wife was out of town, and we were having breakfast, and there was a little lull in the conversation, and I'm over, cleaning up some dishes and stuff. And then after about a minute, she says to me, and apropos of nothing, we had not been talking about anything like this at all. So she just comes out with this. She goes, "Daddy, I'm sad you're going to die soon." And, my immediate reaction was like, oh my God. She's a witch. And I went over and I sat down next to her, and I very quickly bound her hands and legs, threw her in her sack, drove to a river, and dumped her off the bridge.
So during last Halloween, she wanted to go to a pumpkin patch with me. But I didn't grow up with a pumpkin patch. I don't know what the pumpkin patch is. But I was like, all right, let's go to the pumpkin patch. So we went to the pumpkin patch. You know what I realized about the pumpkin patch? It's just people taking pictures with a vegetable. That's pretty much it, right? It's a zoo for vegetables. And I didn't grow up with that concept, because back in Venezuela, my dad never took me to the supermarket with a camera. I'd be like, hey, Francisco, stand next to the bananas. Like, they're not ready. Which, by the way, that shows you what a first world country is, right? To go to a field of food just to take pictures? What the f***? That's amazing, right? I would love to take one of my cousins that are living in Venezuela right now. I'd be like, look, we're gonna go to the US and I'm gonna take you to a pumpkin patch. And my cousin's like, yeah, let's go to the pumpkin patch. And we get there and it's like Willy Wonka and the chocolate factory, right? I'm like Willy Wonka, I'm like, come with me. And you'll be in a first world of pure gentrification. And my cousin's like, wow, so many pumpkins. I'm gonna eat that one, and I'm gonna eat that one. I'm like, oh, no. We take pictures here, Charlie. But you can pick one pumpkin, and we can take that one home. Ah, okay, because we eat it at home. No, we make a scary face out of it. Wait, so when do we eat the pumpkin? We never eat the pumpkin. We let it rot outside. Welcome to the first world.
Being married means I'm a team player now. Team player over here, team player. Thank you. So when my wife asked me to go on a ghost tour of a Revolutionary War fort, I said yes, even though that sounds like would I want to do that? It's a terrible idea. Yeah, put me next to scare me people. You know who I'm talking about. Life's not horrifying enough for you. You gotta go, why go to a haunted house when you live in a haunted world? But fine. I went. I was dreading it. And it ended up being, after my wedding night, the second best night of my entire life. Because the tour guide was what is the term? A toll. Every time he mentioned something scary or supernatural, he immediately debunked it with a perfectly logical explanation as to what had really happened. So I meet the tour guide, we're there, it's very dark out, and this guy, he's got a three-cornered hat on, big ass bushy mustache. This guy's like 6'5", 370, he's a mountain of a man, sword on his hip. If walruses had a navy, he would be an admiral. He'd be a full bird admiral. in the Walrus Navy. It's the craziest sentence I've ever said. So we get to the first stop on the tour, and the guy goes, all right, everybody, gather round, gather round. Now, if you gaze across this fort, what do you see? Nothing but green grass, grass everywhere. However, if you look at this 1 2-foot by 4-foot rectangle, you don't see any grass at all. And as a matter of fact, grass stopped growing here, legend says, right after the final execution was carried out here in this very location. It's almost as if the grass is too haunted to grow here. Or perhaps no grass grows here because it is the lowest point of the fort. And whenever it rains, all the water congregates in this 1 2-foot by 4-foot rectangle, rendering it impervious to seed. Is it a ghost? Or is it science? Who's to say? And people are confused. This is not what they signed up for. I'm thrilled. This is what I signed up for. I didn't know it yet, but it was. So the tour continues, and we get to the next stop on the tour, and the guy goes, all right, everybody, gather round, congregate, congregate. Now, I need everybody here to be quiet. What is that sound you hear? What is that sound? Listen up, what's that sound? That's right, silence. Can't hear nothing. However, multiple times over the year, we have our guests stay overnight here at the fort. We do a little camp out. And multiple times at 4 o'clock in the morning, our guests have heard a loud shrieking noise break out throughout the fort. A sound reminiscent of Mrs. Fredrickson when she found out that her husband, Colonel Fredrickson, the master of the fort, was beheaded by a cannonball in battle. And she was so upset, she hurled her body off the parapets of the fort, screaming all the way down until her body crashed into the ground, and she died. They say that noise was her ghost. Or perhaps that noise happens because we're in an area native to the northeastern red fox. And their mating season is late October, early November. Oh, I don't know, right around the time of this tour right now. And the female northeastern red fox's mating call is eerily similar to that of a bereaved woman. Is it a ghost? Is it a horny fox? Who's to say? And I have pissed my pants laughing. I'm with urine. People are furious. There was a lady on her phone looking up a refund for the tour that she was currently on. So we get to the final stop on the tour, and we go to what I believe was the old blacksmith shop. And this part was actually legitimately creepy. This part creeped me out. So we walk through this kind of a makeshift entrance, and there's like candle light, flickering on the walls. You hear the howling of the wind. It was sinister in there. And the tour guy goes, all right, everybody, circle up. Now, you might notice that we walk through a little makeshift entrance. That's because that main door, it's not stuck, but it would take many a strong man to open up that door. However, every once in a while when we're closing up for the night, we have multiple tour guides report that they see that door wide open. It's almost as if the ghost of the blacksmith, who literally cooked alive in this very location, swung that door open to get one more breath before he passes on to the other side. Perhaps it was his ghost that opened up that heavy door there, or perhaps that door is open because we're 1.5 miles away from the airport. And when those big old military planes take off, they create a sort of suction. A suction, oh, I don't know, strong enough to open up that big old door over there? Who's to say? And this woman snaps. She goes, God damn it! Sir, how long have you been giving tours at this fort? 20 years. In your 2 decades giving tour of this fort, have you ever seen a ghost? Have you ever seen one ghost? My guy goes, Madam, I have noticed in my life that there is a direct correlation between one's level of education and whether or not they see ghosts. I have a PhD, so no, I've never seen a ghost. I'll pass that on to him.
My mom was a pediatric nurse, and so if she didn't have anybody to like watch me on the weekend, she would just like bring me to work with her. You know, it was a pediatric floor. There was a lot of kids there that I would make friends with, and then they would eventually die over and over and over and over and over again. That was my life. And all the other nurses were like psyched that Barbara's kid is here, so they'd always give me jobs to do. My main job was delivering blood to the lab, which breaks my mind now. Like now, in order to touch blood in a hospital, you have to be in like a spacesuit, you know? I was just like 6 years old and they just handed me a hot bag of blood. And I was like, I'm on an adventure. I get to take the elevator, that was very exciting. And then I would just like walk around the basement looking for the lab and get lost eventually and then just like knock on a door and hand someone the blood and they'd be like, what is this? Who are you? I'm like, sorry, can't talk to strangers, and like run away. A lot of misdiagnoses at that hospital.
It is true, man. I grew up in a shady neighborhood. You know, like as an example, neighborhood was so shady, my mom refused to let me and my brothers go trick-or-treating. But she did force my dad to go trick-or-treating for us. And that was not the same experience. No, straight up, my dad would drive me and my brothers, he'd go house to house, and he'd knock on the door. No costume. He's him. The people opening the door have been seeing children all day. And then they open the door to find some 60-year-old hairy, bald Iraqi man, no shirt, open trench coat, nipples hard. And there's this moment of awkwardness, and then my dad would just point to the van. And it's me and my brothers in full Spider-Man costumes. We're just nervously waving. Yeah, it looked like he kidnapped us, okay? Obviously, it's an awkward energy. So my dad would try to make it less awkward, but my dad has this really deep Middle Eastern villain voice. So my dad would be like, "Don't worry. They are mine." Trick and treat. By the way, they don't have Halloween in Iraq, I checked.
Like end of September, right? And that's when I got into town. I'm like, this is how I'm winning over this neighborhood. I'm gonna move into the suburbs. This is how I'm gonna win over the neighborhood. I'm gonna be full-size candy bars guy on Halloween. That's how I'm gonna be. Everybody loved full-size candy bar guy. As a kid, you're like, that guy rules. Don't egg his house. This guy rules. Everybody loves full-size candy bar guy, and that's how I was gonna start it that first Halloween. I'm gonna be full-size candy bar dude. Here's the thing I did not realize, because I was coming in with hot city energy, is that in the suburbs, when you just show up in the beginning of a pandemic with out-of-state plates, and then just try to be full-size candy bar guy without having children of your own, it has the inverse effect. I'm just sitting out on my porch under the one light that was working because I didn't get around to fixing the rest of them, just waving king-size Snickers going, "How can I tell if you're Spider-Man unless you come closer?" Just waving children in like I worked the ramp at the airport. Like, Hulk wouldn't be scared. So that didn't help with ingratiating myself into the suburbs.
So one of my favorite things I like to do, going back to my immaturity, is I love scaring people. I love scaring the shit out of my friends. You know when you get a good scare out of somebody and you're like, yes. So I'm having dinner with Jamie way long after Malibu. And in my head, I'm having dinner with Jamie and I go, you know what? Jamie was in the Scream movies. Maybe he wants to live them. So I leave the dinner, double back to his home that I used to live in again, park in the alley. I go through my car. Somebody had given me a gag gift. It was a baseball hat with a long-haired wig sewn into it. And I'm like, that's gonna come in handy. So I take my shirt off so he doesn't recognize it, put on the hat with the wig, hop the fence, break into his home, go into his kitchen, and I get the biggest knife that I can find. And I go into his living room, and I just stand in the dark, right in the corner of his living room. And in my head, I'm like, this might be too far. But he walks in the front door, I'm like, nope, game on, here we go. So I don't move, I just stand there. And he walks in like any of us would, tired from the day, throws his keys down, turns on the light, sees me. It's the most scared I've ever seen a human in my life. He made a sound from the depths of Mordor. He sees me and just does this. No! No! Now I'm scared. I drop the knife and take my hat off. I'm like, it's me, Nick! And he goes, what is wrong with you? Why did you do that? I'm like, did I scare you? Yeah, it was terrible.
I think white people are the only race of people that like to be scared for fun. Like, you feel me? Not an attack. Doesn't make you bad. Makes you interesting. But not bad, but bungee jumping, skydiving, swimming with sharks, these are torture tactics. Some of you pay for them. That's a curveball. I just think white people get to have a different relationship with fear. Doesn't make anyone bad. I just think it's an interesting observation. white people can have a different relationship with fear. Like, I think white people are the only people you could walk up to and just be like, hey, you want to do something scary today? And y'all will just outright say no. You feel me? You'll be like, well, what do you got in mind? You feel me? But like, you go to anybody of another race, they're like, no. But like, white people have follow-up questions sometimes. They're like, well, what are you thinking? Okay. Look at roller coasters, right? Theme park owners know white people love being scared so much, you'll pay for a picture of your own face terrified. That's their business model. That's how reliable it is. They were like, yeah, that's where we're gonna get the rest of the money. I've been in so many white homes and seen a framed picture of the entire family terrified. Why? Why is that even a thing? I haven't been in one black family's home and seen a picture of 4 black people absolutely terrified. And they're like, yeah, that's the time I got stuck up at gunpoint, right there. That's us. This is where I tried to sell my kids for my own life. So wild to me, man. And understand what I'm saying, because I understand I'm generally speaking, right? I'm speaking in generalities. I understand there's special case scenarios for everything. So please, like, I'm not being irresponsible with this. Just be on the same page with me. I'm just saying, generally speaking, though, that kind of holds true. I'm saying, generally speaking, I feel like white people feel fear so rarely that y'all schedule it as a vacation activity. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, literally put it on a schedule. You're like, at 12, we're gonna have lunch. At 1, we're gonna pet a tiger. You're like, what the f are you talking about? A tiger? Huh? You know what no one black has ever said to me? I wanna go on a safari. Not once. I got so many black friends, no one's ever wanted to go. It's our country, and we're like, nah. But I have so many white friends that want to go. Doesn't make them bad. I'm just saying it's an interesting difference that you can spot and go, oh, okay. Why doesn't the safari sound insane to everybody? I didn't realize it was something we were so like polarized on. I thought we were all of the same mind, like that's f***ing crazy. And apparently we don't agree. I never understood like why it isn't crazy. You want to go to the zoo without the walls? That's what we want to do? You want to take away my favorite part of the zoo? The part where they can't get me? That's what we're taking away? Oh, all right. Every time I go to the zoo, people are looking at the animals. I'm looking at the structures. I'm like, that's a good wall. Like that net. Love that glass. I've never understood it. Why doesn't a safari sound dangerous to everybody? It's not even a safe web browser. You feel me? You ever open up Safari in front of somebody with Firefox? Like, what the f are you doing, man?
I'm very into the haunted, paranormal, ghosty type stuff. Anybody else in that kind of stuff? Yeah. Like everywhere I go, I like to look up, see if there's anything haunted in the area, maybe go check it out. So when I got here, I started Googling. I was like, where in Phoenix is it haunted? And then Google was like, go outside. But doing my research, I came to the realization that most ghosts are from the 1800s. Like anytime you hear about a ghost story, it's usually like, oh yeah, that's Mabel. She died in 1806 from seasonal allergies. You don't ever hear about a 1997 ghost? You've never heard the story. Oh yeah, that's Stacy. She died in 97. She was crossing the street while checking her pager. I like scary movies. You guys like scary movies? Yeah. Love scary movies. I mean, sometimes they're a little predictable, you know? Like you can always tell when the ghost is gonna come on the screen because the music changes. It turns into like creepy classical music or Johnny Cash. But not if your ghost was Stacy. Nah, if Stacy was your ghost, she'd wake you up in the middle of the night with, no scrubs. No scrubs. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stacy's creepy. If I got to pick which kind of ghost I wanted to haunt me, I would pick a millennial ghost. A millennial ghost named Dylan. He has a man bun. When you're being haunted, your personal things go missing. So all my hair ties would disappear. Dylan. They say if you're being haunted by an evil spirit, people have reported the smell of something foul, like sulfur. But if Dylan was haunting you, you'd wake up to the smell of fresh roasted coffee beans. Organic fair trade. Could you imagine waking up every morning to the smell of coffee? And then you run to the kitchen, and there's never coffee. Dylan. Or maybe it was a girl millennial ghost named Dylan. She wears her hair in a messy bun. Yeah, I'd probably pick her to haunt me, because she'd probably just forget to scare me because she was on her phone. She'd just tweet me a boo emoji. Hashtag scary. Hashtag right behind you. I grew up watching scary movies and scary TV shows. My favorite TV show growing up was Unsolved Mysteries. Right? That was my show. And like, I would watch it when I was home alone by myself because that made it scarier. As soon as that theme music started, whoo, forget it. I'm not going pee till my mom gets home. Even now as an adult, if I'm home alone watching something scary on TV, and then I gotta walk all the way down the hallway to the bathroom, I'll start singing praise and worship songs. For protection. Jesus loves me. This I know. For the Bible tells. You gotta get aggressive. You gotta get aggressive with the ghost. You gotta let them know you ain't playing no games. Oh, you think this a game, ghost? Oh, you trying to scare me? Well, you didn't see me over here with my Merlot taking my communion? Blood of Christ!
I've been told I give off the energy of an emotional support animal. Which is unfortunate because I am going full throttle. This is 1,000% of my energy, very excited. So I hope you all will match my energy with significantly more energy than me. See a lot of familiar faces. Some friendly faces. Couple haters, but a lot of friendly faces. I saw some people rolling in late. I'm a late person myself, and the early people do not like us. The early people say, you being late means you don't respect my time. Which is such an early person thing to say. Like me being late has anything to do with you. I'm not late because I don't respect your time. I'm late because I was doing something more important. I was showering for a long time, and I forgot you existed. Briefly, just briefly. But I respect you. My dad will show up an hour early and text, "Here, no rush," which should be illegal. That is a devastating text to receive. But I had a good pandemic. I got into, wasn't for everyone, but I got into sports gambling over the pandemic, and a lot of people say that's addictive, but to me it's just kind of a rush like no other. It's not addictive. I mean, sure, sometimes I'll engage in short-term stimulus despite long-term adverse results. It's not addictive. It's just something that engages my mind night and day and ruins my relationships. I finally called one of those 1-800-gambler numbers. They were like, "I bet you won't quit." I was like, "You're on." Lost $40, but... I really started messing around with early bedtime, and that is addictive. Start cozying up at 10, you're like, where's this been? 10 is the gateway to 9:30. Next thing I know, I'm curling up at 8:45. Your friends are like, "Where you been, Joe?" You're like, "Busy. Super busy. I got good relationships and stuff." 8 p.m. is the overdose of early bedtime. That's when you've gone too far. You wake up 3 refreshed. Walk the streets in the night with the other addicts and criminals. Trying to make new friends. Looking in the coffee shop window, 2 more hours. Then maybe I can help them open. Weed was legalized in New York City, and I finally started trying weed gummies. I think I'm the only person that's like, sure, I'll do weed as long as it's no longer cool. Weed gummies, gateway into regular gummies. Yeah. Wow. They taste good. I forgot how good they taste. Now I'm eating weed gummies, regular gummies, vitamin gummies. I'm a gummy boy now, and it's tough. It's a lot of gummy. Doing a lot of gummies, and it is more fun to say you're doing gummy vitamins. Yeah, you want to come over, do some C? We could do E. I got fish oil, make your eyeballs slippery. Could do some supplements, GABA, tryptophan, melatonin, get in bed at 8. Dude, last time I took melatonin, I almost didn't wake up. That was nuts, dude. Love melatonin, dude. If marijuana is a real medicine, isn't it time for other medicines to step up the fun? Why don't we have antibiotic chocolates? Penicillin Sour Patch Kids? Get some Lipitor brownies, I don't know. Vape the vaccine, go in for the booster bong, Johnson & Joint, I'm just spitballing. A lot of addictions, but otherwise pretty good. Pretty good. I got broken up with to my face, which I recommend, because a lot of people are being ghosted, not me. Right to the dome. It's pretty sweet. People complain about being ghosted. I got ghosted again. What a jerk. I feel like they forget the opposite. is when somebody firmly tells you why they never want to see you again. And now that I've experienced both, have to say ghosting might be underrated. Just a little. Sure, it's sad when somebody disappears, but you should try having your flaws expressed. By a woman named Beth. Over a hot cup of coffee. But she was very smart, PhD. She kept beating me at board games. I love game night. She beat me at Scrabble, Trivial Pursuit, chess. On the 4th game night, I was like, I brought Hungry, Hungry Hippo. I have a little two-handed flicking technique that is unstoppable. And I brought Uno. I'll teach you the language. And after that, we can arm wrestle. She did defeat me at those as well. I've heard that men are intimidated to date successful women. What they don't mention is successful women less interested in dumb losers. What's up with that, ladies? That's a double standard. Give us a chance. But the biggest argument we got in, I'm embarrassed. She called me out for mansplaining, and I'm sure you guys know what that is. If you don't, I can't tell you. Well, it made me think long and hard about it, and I realized I wasn't explaining anything. We were just having a disagreement, and she didn't like what I was saying. And I do think that's the subtle difference now between a man speaking and a mansplaining, is if you hate what he said. That's mansplaining. If you like what he's saying, that's just a nice man talking. And just for the sake of thought, I had to wonder about the exact opposite of mansplaining. I think it would be a woman asking questions that are impossible to answer. And she did that a lot. I just don't think we have a catchy phrase for it, like lady riddling. Or woman sphinxing. She asked me, who do you think's cuter, me or my cat? I was like, I thought we were gonna relax tonight. Now I gotta grind. And I'm looking at her, I'm looking at her cat. I can tell there's a lot of wrong answers. And I thought I solved it. I was like, you're both so cute. And she said, no, you have to pick. I'm like, what is the answer? Finally, I said, you're the cutest woman and your cat's the cutest cat? And she was like, that's correct. I was like, that was a close call. That was way closer than anyone realizes. I know there's wrong answers because we were watching her favorite show, Love Island Australia, 1 week earlier, and she said, who do you think's hotter, Courtney or Jess? And I'm like, I didn't even want to be here. I don't even like Love Island, and now I gotta choose between the hottest 22-year-old. And I said Courtney, and that was incorrect. For a month, she was like, yeah, well, you think Courtney would? Yeah, you think Courtney would like that? God. I failed that test. She could never understand why I don't like Love Island. I just can't get myself to care about the relationships of strangers. I have trouble caring about my friends' relationships. I asked my buddy Tom if he was ever open to having kids. He was like, I have a 9 and a 7-year-old. I'm like, okay. So you're open to it. Thanks for the gossip. But I have learned something important from dating. I've learned the best 3 questions you can ask on a first date to get to know somebody. They are, who's your teenage crush? What will you name your firstborn child? And bank password. And for me, it's Matt Damon, and Matt Damon too. So that's just me. I'm flirting now. No, I do wish I was friends with Matt Damon. I very much wish that.